Is the sun setting on Geelong's era?
The first time ever the Gold Coast Suns defeat the Cats.
Or will the Empire rise again? Tonight, the Cats must make a statement. Adding to the intrigue, the Geelong heroes who've switched sides. The coach who led them out of the wilderness, and the triple premiership champion who is hell-bent on showing everyone he's still got it.
One bounce, bang, he's got 4, just as he did for Geelong the last time he played for them.
Two clubs have come to the crossroads. Tonight, they put it on the line on football's biggest stage. The Cats versus the Bombers. This is Friday Night Football.
Under the bright lights. Certainly in the blaze of them. Paul Chapman, toss of the coin.
Yeah, the coin's a cat's head or an AFL logo, so...
Who's calling?
Your call.
Their call.
Yep.
According there, don't I?
Yep. Go for it.
Cat's head.
Cat's heads. And it's a cat's head.
How about that? Calling cat's head. Number 9, Brendan Goddard. So unlike Geelong last week, Lee, just 2 goals in the last 13 against the Suns.
Yeah,
they went quietly into the evening.
They got overrun up at Metricon by the Suns. Just watch that coin toss. Brendan Goddard a little bit. You know, he had a bit of a joke. Joel Selwood was deadly serious, I thought. Just interesting on the sort of the personas of the two players at the toss.
And just looking too at Essendon last week, I mean, big lead, almost reeled in. Just 36 goals in their last 3 games. I made that point earlier. It's a dangerous game when you're averaging 12 a game. Sides stick around, don't they?
Yeah, no, well, they've just been hanging in there, Essendon, haven't they? At 7-6, 7 wins, 6 losses there. They're in 9th spot, so they're right on the verge of the 8. They've been playing some good footy, but I guess a bit like 1 win, 1 loss. That's been about the story of their year, really. And,
Matthew Stokes has been terrific for them. He's not playing tonight.
Yeah, he's a big loss. He's actually without Matthew Stokes, just maybe, because he's been the guy that's been going into the midfield a little bit. Whether Steve Johnson, we're always interested in whether Steve Johnson plays as the midfielder, high possession getter, or tries to be a bit more of a goal kicker.
You asked him that in the lift coming up, didn't you?
Yeah, we saw Matthew Stokes. He's in the moon boot. He said he was going to be out from 2 to 8 weeks. That's a fair gap in possibilities.
Tim, what do you got for us down there, mate, before the ball's bounced?
Well, Hocking goes to the most dangerous player in the opposition, and Bomber Thompson sent him to Motlop, so that's going to be a fascinating matchup out there on the wing.
Set to go then, the umpires tonight. Rosebery, Camelons and Finlay. Opening bounce, fell at their feet on the bounce. Ryder kicks it down towards half forward. In trouble, Ambrose, stolen away by Guthrie. Kicks it towards the 50, bounces on its point. Hibbert had it, then dropped it. Kirsten quickly down towards the pocket. Going back is Hawkins. Well played by Hooker. Strength on the big man. Ran him off the football. Dempsey comes to Myers. He's a right half back. Good crowd in tonight. Myers bangs it beyond the wing. He's a long kick. In front, Melksham. Ambrose the crumb. Heppel. Quick hands. Melksham bounces it down towards half forward. Coming up quickly and doing very nicely was Buse. Great tackle by Carlisle. Got him down though, and it's going to be a free kick. And Carlisle, the beneficiary of his own good work. That was a very strong tackle.
Big job for first-year player Jed Buse with the Chapman matchup.
Carlisle to fall forward. Goddard was a big fly. Blitzarth built it away, so the opening score tonight, there's Chappie, of course. So Buse and Chapman, a couple of famous Geelong names, Tom, aren't they?
Yeah, they certainly are. Obviously the son of Andrew Buse. So I guess from a psychological point of view, Jed wouldn't have a strong relationship with Paul Chapman.
I think as we speak now, Enright might have gone on to him. I think that Lamb might have just been covering. Looks like Enright. They put the experienced defender on the experienced opponent.
Who's got bragging rights there, I wonder? Those triple premierships. Speaking of those, Bartel dropped it. Stanton, high. It'll be play on. Buse went for a hard ball. Motlop couldn't quite. Ball not out. Hocking was in the midst of it. And we'll have a ball up.
Jake! Cut it out, Jake Carlisle. No need for that.
Modern footy right there. Huge numbers around the contest with Joe Danaher, the deepest player, and Tom Lonigan, his direct opponent.
Ryder up very high. Zaharakis quickly spirals it down towards full forward. Offline. It'll be behind. 7 blokes applied that tackle across half forward there.
Numbers around the footy.
Hard to get a mitt on the man with the ball. There's Kelly to bring it in. So Bombers lead it by 2 points. Short, dangerous. Blick's arms made it okay. Just Guthrie. Up on his toes, does nicely. Nimbly comes away from half-back to midfield. Kirsten, quick thinking, slapped it to Selwood. He couldn't get it, though. Nicely done, Collier. The hand pass from Zaharakis was quick. And as a result, a chance for Motlop, who's fast becoming a star. That's a clever kick to Simpson. Simpson just inside the centre square to Enright. Feeds it a long way back. Good to see this man back in the side. Harry Taylor. Still to kick a goal this year. Very much at the back. Not going forward too often. Rivers a high ball. Fletcher got a fist on it. Motlop arrives quickly.
Doing well, Motlop. Mackie. Simpson, well done by the big fella. Enright again a sweeper. So for the second time he gets it back to Taylor. And then Taylor off that familiar step. Hawkins in a reasonable spot. Tried to toe poke it. Ryder put Heppel under the pump. Okay. Fletcher cut off by Varco. Just flat-footed Merritt, but it was a good play by Varco there. Sort of running back into some fair form, I think, Varco. Pops it to half forward. Johnson tried to get around Ryder and he couldn't. It's a pretty ordinary kick coming in, and now Ryder's kick out wide to Goddard, who we chatted a fair bit about pre-match. Best and fairest, first year at the club last year. Carlisle takes the mark. And he goes short. And back to Hurley. Mentioned Hurley, just 1 goal, but how big that goal was last week.
There's Ryder. Across the ground from Dempsey. Stanton. Leaders in the clear. Short. Chapman. He's about 75 from home. Over the top, Howlett. He marks just outside the 50. On the move, Hardingham. Hardingham hung on. Well, that was a pretty good mark. Great reflexes. He knew the ball was there somewhere.
It's a really good transference of play from the Bombers from half-back. Came right out to the far side to Paul Chapman and just leading at the footy there, Hardingham. Really good, strong, contested mark. Eyes on the footy. Hands first, maybe to abuse, but you pay the mark.
So the Bombers have started best. Hardingham. Important kick this one for him and the team. Oh dear. This is wide right.
I thought that was impressive by Essendon. They all wanted to play the ball on quickly. There was no thought of holding it up. And even Howlett, it was Howlett played it on quickly. 1/2 second slower, Hardingham wouldn't have been clear.
Gee, the Cats like that short kick in at the moment, don't they? They got that one to Selwood. Hardingham, by the way, 7-1 from set shots before that one tonight. Hasn't played for a while, of course, at this level, but that was an awkward kick, wasn't it? So Kirsten up the groundies. Looked lively, kicked 3 in his debut. Kelly goes past Lingy tonight for games played. One behind Billy Goggin, a couple of famous Geelong captains. Chapman, short. Hurley on the burst. Not a great kick, but Danaher had the run at Lonigan. Carlisle good below the knees there. Enright, another good handball. Lonigan, Kelly, swept it pretty well. I don't think Blitzarf knew which way he was going, but it didn't matter. He hasn't played for long, but he knows how to kick a footy, and he found Duncan.
So Duncan, who started very well last week, so busy, finds himself about 60 metres from home.
Move it on.
Looks towards the middle. Now goes down the line. Holland Smith. Oh, well done by Duncan. Spotted him down there and then took the heat out of the pass by looking to the middle. And Holland Smith, a very sharp angle. This won't be easy. So Hooker goes across to stand the mark. Hawkins wants to help him do it.
15 gone. No closer.
Holland Smith on the clock. Kick is on the way. Nobody on the goal line. Goes through at about head height. They mark their men. Wonderful goal.
A little bit lucky that it might have been touched the line, but I think what that shows, players are so good at kicking the ball across their body from the forward pocket. You can kick the ball into that acute angle, we're no zone players standing on the boundary line because there's so often they convert.
Averages a goal a match, Holden Smith. Kicked the first goal of a match against Collingwood in round 3. Christensen, Selwood, probing kick forward. Hawkins doing the roving by the look of it. Gets down, wants to give off, still wants to give off. Got it to Motlop. He's in a tight squeeze, Motlop's, and he does squeeze it to Hawkins. Probably just got the required.
Mark out, please. Thank you.
So a bit of 1-2 there by Tommy Hawkins and Stevie Motlop.
Back 2 metres, please.
They worked it really well. Bruce, we see them both, Motlop and Hawkins, both involved in the contest against Hooker and Hocking it was, and just their ability to find the ball at ground level, second, third efforts would be the most pleasing thing from Chris Scott there.
It's like they were in a phone booth together, weren't they? They just tight.
It's almost a harder shot than the one from the boundary line because he has to kick the conventional drop punt from a fairly acute angle.
It's been pretty accurate this year. Saw the numbers a moment ago, close to 70% from the sets. Nice kick. That's a lovely kick. He sort of bent it back at the end. So how's this Geelong getting full value for money, aren't they?
Yeah, have a look at big Tommy Hawkins here. I mean, he really guides it down onto that boot now. And as you can see, just hit on the inside a little bit, and that's why he got left to right rather than right to left. It was a beautiful kick.
He's improved so much in that area. Here's Danaher, clean possession, breaks away. Searching kick inside the front 50, reaching over the top Rivers. Leads back in the race. Carlisle in his hip pocket, and the ball goes out of bounds. So Tom Hawkins, 39 goals now for the season, second only to Jay Schultz on 43. Started well, it's having a fine year. Blixarves props in front, Ryder works in front, slapped down. Guthrie came at the football with conviction. Kelly, nicely done. Bartel, Guthrie hard against the boundary line, feeds it to Varco. This is tight too. Christensen missed the target. It had to happen. Stanton, the pressure was good. Poor kick from Stanton. Kelly stands his ground, takes a mark on his knees, plays on. Bartel. Taylor eventually able to pick up the Bartel hand pass. Little 1-2 there between Mackey and Bartel. They're the umpire. Taylor lowers the eyes. Blixarves bounces off his chest. Bartel pushing up. Nice kick. Kirsten almost falls in front. Another kick from Duncan inside the 50. Hawkins. Well, not a good kick. Didn't look. Hibbert goes back, takes the mark.
He's in a couple of minds there, Hawkins, wasn't he? He wasn't sure. Hibbert's kick's a good one to Howlett. But he's an interesting player, Howlett. Can have some real highs. Ryder to Chapman to Fletcher. 390 games, eh? So only Bartlett, Tuck and Fletcher got to that moment. Goddard to Collier. It's a beautiful kick. Well, he's got a man in the goal square. He's going to kick the goal instead. That'll do. Why not take it upon yourself?
Transference of play was excellent from Essendon. Tom Hawkins didn't make the most of the opportunity at the other end, and in a matter of seconds down the other end for a goal to the Bombers. They're moving the ball well. The side that can execute their skills best tonight will win this game.
Rucks go at it. Heppel dragged down. Moved it about 10 metres. Selwood a play on the footy. Simpson over it. Selwood comes again. Tackled by Merritt. That's Jackson Merritt. That's a throw.
Advantage.
Advantage is taken immediately. Ambrose inside the forward 50. It's a terrible kick. Favoured a couple of cats down there. Rivers, Kelly. Another run comes from Varco. Bartel's been industrious. Too clever by half, that one. Hurley gathers it on the wing. Ryder back to Hurley, confronted by Varco. Hand passes in hope. Christensen taken high. He plays on immediately. Lee made the point. Both sides wanting to move quickly. Varco looks up. No one to kick to. Has to go back to Bartel. Under pressure. Interesting kick. Kelly coolly goes across. Men on to the outer side. A couple of them. Lonigan, Guthrie. Short one to Enright.
Gee, Tom, Guthrie's become a real playmaker, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. It started as a run-with play in his career, Bruce, but finding his own footy and lots of run and bounce through the middle too. They found a player there, the Cats.
Rivers to Murdoch. Speaking about run and carry, Murdoch's got all of that. That's a beautiful kick to Kirsten.
Saw in the warm-ups when Lee and I were out there watching Geelong warm-up, he was taking shots from this distance, making it comfortably. So He's got it in him.
He's been impressive. He's been on Dustin Fletcher the majority of the first quarter, not in that particular instant, but 4 or 5 times he's led Fletcher to the ball. So an impressive first part of the game for him.
He's been there for a while, Tom, hasn't he? And he had a big injury or two, but he's really shown a lot. And he struck that very, very well. It's a terrific goal. Tell us a bit about him.
He's a second-round draft pick from 2011. Now, he debuted last week, as we know. Bruce kicked 3 goals against the Gold Coast Suns. Would have debuted early if there weren't a few injuries, but I guess Podsy Adley moving on shows you the faith that the coaching staff had in Kirsten. Big things.
First kick last week was a goal.
Block.
He looks a player. Oh, gee.
Essendon.
That's a tough call. Ryder. Not sure there was even contact. He may have gone prematurely across the line. Anyway, it was paid. Fletcher inside the forward 50. Good mark by Harry Taylor. He wants stability back there. He provides it. Short, licks arms. Simpson has to wait. Ryder with agility got the ball on the ground. Simpson with courage went after it. Hughes running out of space, creates his own. Nicely done. Sends a high ball up towards the wing. Hooker and Hawkins. Hawkins almost. Spills behind. Heppel in trouble. Pops it up. Christensen ran into a dead end. Now he sweeps a hand past to Barco. Surrounded by Bombers. One of whom picks it up. That's Heppel. Off the hand of Goddard. Came across to Duncan. Hawkins tries to give it back to Duncan. Christensen runs into a dead end. And we'll have a ball up.
Just improved play, Cale Hooker. In the body-to-body contest, we've seen Hawkins totally monster those lighter defenders, but Hawker's holding his ground. Hooker is holding his ground really well.
Myers, gee, that was clever to Heppel. Not a great kick. Taylor picking it off. Ambrose, good competitive stuff. Collier on the end of it, getting it from Heppel, runs into a dead end. Taylor and Kelly put the squeeze on him.
The 3 of them.
Hooker had almost had the centre-half back position, the All-Australian side at
He'd
the
have to
moment.
be very close. He's been a terrific year, hasn't he?
Tossed up. Simpson decisively. Ball and Smith. Guthrie. What a good kick. It wanders down towards half forward. Kirsten looking to improvise down there. Battling with Dempsey. Zaharakis taken down by Selwood. Still no possessions for Steve Johnson, who started on the interchange bench. Last time these teams played, he had 36 possessions.
A quiet start. Chappie with a couple, including a good one. But here, there you go, Dean. You've done it again.
Amazing, isn't it?
Johnson to Selwood, and then off the side from Selwood. Stevie J can't quite keep it in. And the boundary throw in. So Bomberay against the team that he took to those 2 flags. A long time there. Tom, who's standing alongside me right now, knows so well about it. So 3 premierships between those 2 coaches in those glory years. Myers, I think everyone wants to know, are they over, or is there still another premiership collectively in this group?
I did that thing with Bob, a coach against the old side. I mean, you didn't play against him. It's not such a big deal. But when Chapman's there, all of a sudden he's sharing the Chapman's tension of playing against his teammates. That's a different thing altogether.
Were you removed from Collingwood when you first coached against them?
3 years I'd been in the media in between, so yeah, quite removed.
Hawkins, dangerous kick. Motlop behind. Hocking pushed in the back. Well played by Hocking. Heath Hocking crowding Motlop. He was trying to work him under the footy. Hocking straight up the middle. And he knocks up, taking marks in defence. Hooker, nice kick coming out to Dempsey. On the move is Merritt. Marks close to the boundary line. This is Jackson Merritt. Zach is the sub for the Bombers. Not a good, well, it worked out, I suppose, reasonably well. It looked like it was going to Lonergan, and then it seemed a chance for Collier. In the end, we've got a boundary throw in.
It's brilliant play there by Heath Hocking in a position like that to earn the free kick, playing in front.
Ryder. Goddard tried to spin with the ball, couldn't quite. Selwood doing the hard work. And that ball not coming out. Actually, the Bombers have looked, Tim, the Bombers have actually looked most dangerous running past your wing tonight, haven't they? They've been able to create there.
Yeah, they have. They've been able to get that switch and find a lot of space down this wing.
They need the next goal, you feel. I mean, they've done it well enough, I think, in general play. But chance here for Selwood. Gee, did that well, didn't he? He knew the tackle was coming and he just got down low, and now the big switch comes on for the Cats. Rivers Ambrose corrals him. Rivers has kicked. Now, Blitzards, we know he's a terrific 1,500-metre runner. They weren't going to get to him. It's a floaty forward. Oh, what a mark. Duck, what do you think of that one?
That was a beauty, wasn't it? Because he didn't use his hands, Bruce. He just used a little bit of the forearm, held his ground, and then got the hands up quick enough to actually mark it, which was quite clever. You can see there it was the elbow that was in the back.
No, Blitzard was the ruckman on the boundary throw-in. And he has charged 100 metres to the far wing to be the release player to get the ball into Hawkins. I mean, gee, that's not many ruckmen can run, well, not many footballers can run like he can, let's face it.
Not many ruckmen think they can run for Australia at the Olympics over 1,500 or steeplechase, do they?
Amazing burst of speed. And
he's got the big engine, hasn't he? So let's see if he kicks it as well again as Wayne talked about last time. His last kick was beautiful. And this one, he's kicked to the Hawk. So what's he up to? He's up to 40 goals, is he? Confident, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got confidence now.
Just confirmed what we already knew. I think Tom Hawkins' neck can bench press about 250. As the bounce back in the middle, strength personified. Still able to take the mark. Zaharakis, Enright, Paul Smith down towards half forward. This boy looks good. Kirsten almost the mark again, but he's leading up. Making himself available. Zaharakis taken down. Strong tackle by Enright. Umpire lets them play. Well, the pack collapses.
He's identified,
no alternative.
It's been impressive, Kirsten. Every time the ball's come towards him, he's led to the footy.
Yeah,
like he's picked up the flight quickly and got to the front position.
They've almost stuck, haven't they? They've almost popped out right at the last minute.
That first one, which was very short range, about 15 metres, almost stuck, didn't it? To begin the game. So immediately he thought he's got some touch. Blitzards taps it down. Collier with the knee advances at about 15 metres. Grabbed in there by Enright. Trying to wrench it away. Carlisle going nowhere. Kelly hanging on for grim death. Ball up.
Well, we talked about that second goal kicker for Geelong, Lee. It might be Kirsten. I mean, in their glory days, it was Mooney Johnson. It might be Hawkins and Kirsten.
Well, they would hope that. They would like that to be the case, absolutely.
Ball still not out. And it's Paul and Smith underneath all of that.
And just looking at their structure, Bruce, he looks as, I guess, the typical centre-half forward, doesn't he? He must have an aerobic engine to be able to play and push up to the wings, which enables Hawkins to stay back as the power forward inside 50.
Selwood, Hall Smith, Mackie, back to Selwood. Did it well to Mackie. Gee, they've used handball well off half-back tonight, the Cats, haven't they? Taylor always looks composed, Harry Murdoch. A bit of a slip now. He's got the pace, we know that. He's so hard to bring down. Where's Hawkins or Kirsten? Take your pick. Oh, he's got it again.
Impressive, isn't he? Player playing his second game, 21 years of age. They might have another one, Tom. Chris Scott was talking about him before. We had a interview before and is really impressed with him as a young talent.
When you've been a coach, Lee, with and maybe if we get a bit more time to talk about it, but a third-year player coming in that has time to sort of develop.
Can he kick the goal? Not quite, just misses. So Hawkins and Kirsten are a real focal point in this opening term.
But that's just the value of the top teams. They can give the younger players a bit more time to develop. If he was in one of the bottom six teams, he probably would have been playing in 2012, although he was injured a little bit admittedly.
Dempsey, the high ball coming out, off hands. Guthrie knocks it goalward. Oh, well played, Bartell. Intercepted Hooker's hand pass. Goes down towards the pocket, coming up and gathering the half volley. There's Hawkins, and it's a high tackle.
What against you?
Hawkins goes to the middle, dangerous kick. Enright couldn't hang on, he's going to get a free. Crowd won't like that. It was there.
With him, he's going for the mark.
He looked to pass this off, I think. Enright, this is just beyond him.
Well done by Chapman.
That's your line.
He picked up Motlop as he was circling around behind because he, better than most, knows the capabilities, a bit like Tom, of some of these players. So beyond Enright. Taylor wants to take it. Ambrose closes him down. Probably spoke to Chappie during the week.
Stay right out behind.
And Enright gets it. He can't get it from 50. Well, he might have been wrong. What a massive kick. What would Chappie know? Never
looked like missing. Bruce gave it all from 52. metres out. And again, no Western play right on the line there, but good finish from the old fella.
I wonder if he'll get to 300, eh? He has to play next year to do that, obviously.
In the arm, Stanton's kick.
He's next on the ladder is Scarlett in front of him in terms of games played. So Stanton, Carlisle held on to, no. Lonigan, Guthrie, Bartel. They've done very well in the back half with the sweeping handball. Johnson.
Right there.
Quietish start, but sometimes the genius takes a while.
Play on.
He's still reading the Herald Sun, I reckon, don't you? Just working out why he's not better than Chappie. That's a beautiful kick coming out of the back half from Enright. But it is a very, very good discussion, that one. Kelly, lovely looking kick, free kick to Varco. Do you think Stevie J would have read that, that Chappie might have been a nose in front of him? I have absolutely no doubt Stevie J would have read that article.
Travis, that's it.
Is that a free kick?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
That's it,
Yeah,
right
from
there.
our angle, definitely.
And there's the chop.
So Varco takes something off the kick in the Hawkins direction, off hands and out of bounds. So, dangerous margin here for the Bombers. As we said earlier, not kicking a lot of goals recently, so to be down by 22 points approaching quarter time is as far back as they need to be. Simpson tries to hook it down. Gone out over the football. Grabbed in there by Christensen. Touched off the boot. Hibbert. Heppel. Little 1-2 with Melksham. Dangerous kick, but effective. Chapman. Heppel runs on. Collier. Running hard is Hocking. Deeper is Danaher. Now, Danaher can drop back here, but Hocking couldn't run on. He's been held up, so Danaher is now manned up. The short one, working in front. Hall-and-Smith did brilliantly. Bartel, Hall-and-Smith, Mackey, now Motlop. Drives it down towards the 50. Christensen will fly from behind. No, he won't. He hasn't done that often, judging by that approach. Hand pass comes in beautifully. Now a chance. The kick goes down towards the pocket from Mackey. It's floating back towards the square. And getting back was Hibbert. Bartel has been so good tonight. Again involved there.
So Goddard gets it from Hibbert. Just tries to get it as far down the line as he can. Ambrose third one in, Hardingham and Bartel. And Motlop rolls it over.
Just haven't been able to consistently get their hands on the ball at the moment, the Bombers. 75 disposals. They average over 100 a quarter.
But Bartel's been getting his hands on the ball, Tom. He's up to 10 in the opening term. Johnson trying to get through. Guthrie. Simpson, who came in tonight. McIntosh injured. Chigambro's got down well. Hall-and-Smith, who kicked a spectacular goal. Good tackle. Could the Bombers squeeze a late one here? Certainly they don't want the Cats to get another. And that ball, not sure what's going to happen here. Can the umpire see? I think it'll be a ball up. So closing in on quarter time. Geelong haven't been finishing their matches off too well. Second halves have been disappointing, but they've got a good start here. Duncan. Heppel. So much of the footy through his short career. And Fletcher. So quarter time here at Etihad Stadium on the Friday night. Kirson's been good. Hawkins has kicked a couple. And Geelong lead by 31-9. It's 5-1 to 1-3.
Back to Friday night football. It's Geelong by 22 points after a 5-goal-to-1 first term. Tom Hawkins kicked 2 of those goals, Wayne Carey, and he looked in awesome form in that first quarter.
Yeah, he looks very strong again tonight, doesn't he? A couple of contested marks inside that forward 50. But when Tom Hawkins is marking like this and also kicking so accurately, I mean, well, as we've seen this year, they don't lose when Tom Hawkins is in this sort of form. And that was a really clever mark. I mean, he used his elbow, not his hands, and then was able to get his hands up quick enough to actually snatch the mark.
And he's been kicking well too.
Yeah, he's become a really beautiful kick of the footy. We know Tony Lockett put the ball basically onto his boot. Tommy Hawkins is doing a similar thing.
At the other end of the ground, Essendon have only been able to take the one mark inside their attacking 50, and Harry Taylor has been a stumbling block for them.
Well, he has. He hasn't had a great year, Harry, but this is what Harry Taylor does best. I mean, that's not even a 50-50 ball. That's a 30-70 ball, and he goes back and takes that mark. I mean, that's the Harry Taylor that we've seen and loved for, a good 8 years now.
They're in dangerous form, Geelong, when they get as much of the ball. I know Tom Harley was talking about late in that first quarter about the discrepancy in the actual disposal tally, but at this stage they're getting far too much of the ball and then far too much uncontested ball.
Yeah, that's right. Lee said during the call, it's a really good game of footy. Geelong are attacking through the corridor and able to score quickly, and also the Bombers, when they play on, when they switch sides and then play on, they look exciting also.
Good on you, boys. When you look at those numbers too, I mean, Heffel's had 13 and yet they've only had 76. You take him away and there's a lot of players haven't done much for us.
You always think of basic numbers. The inside 15 is 13 to Geelong, 10 to Essendon, but from those 13, Geelong have got their 5 goals. Only had 6 scoring shots to 4 to Essendon, but they've been accurate with their conversion and just look a little bit stronger in the air down there.
And on that, disposals inside 50, Geelong have had 13 and Essendon have only had 3 disposals inside 50 tonight.
Now, one of the things I think we know against the Geelong defence, if you kick the ball long and high with Lonergan and Taylor, they'll eat it up.
Margin 22 points starting the second term. Friday night football. Licks arms out wide. Myers coming off the line, does nicely, slips a hand pass away. Fletcher, 39 if you don't mind, older than Chris Scott. Zaharakis over the man on the mark, Goddard, 75 metres from goal, so an inside 50 here. Good kick too. Carlisle, favoured by the kick, will line up at goal, 25 metres out directly in front. Handy mark, the kick was better.
Good mark. It was interesting that Joe Danaher went in as the second ruckman, so clearly they're going to give Carlisle a chance early at least to be the forward, and don't lose too many petrol tickets in the ruck. You've got to be our go-to forward.
Jake Carlisle, Mr. Versatile. Obviously, they're persevering with him up forward. This one is going a fair way left. That's a bad miss.
Yeah, disappointing miss. It's when you see little glimpses like that of him as a forward, taking those marks, running those sort of leading patterns, I'm sure is what Mark Thompson gets excited about as a forward.
Gee, Hardingham and Carlisle, 2 really, really gettable goals. Remember the bad kicking Melbourne a few weeks ago that cost them so dearly, so got to take those chances. Murdoch, he's number 2 in the goal kicking for Geelong this year. We showed that reliance on Hawkins this season in terms of their goals. Essendon with the numbers. Goddard cutting back. It's a beautiful kick, isn't he? I mean, that's a bullet to Collier. And Collier caresses it. Again, a good build-up. He's got a good leg, Ambrose. I'm not sure. He's not going to go for it. He's going to go to the pocket. Danaher, and he's done it again, Carlisle against Taylor. He's done him twice, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, strong mark, but it all really was Goddard who just had the courage to kick it from back flank into the centre square. Beautiful kick, and that just opens up the whole ground. But you still had to take the strong contested mark and did a good job then, Carlisle. Hard to mark against Taylor.
Well, this is massive, this kick, though, isn't it? I mean, this is probably slightly easier than the last one, if it's possible, so just got to take it. Yep. Well done. Well done.
It's a really beautiful kick in from Brendan Goddard, and knowing Bomber Thompson's coaching philosophies, which is attacking the game through the corridor, just suits Brendan Goddard down to a T, and it's no coincidence he's really flourishing in his role at Essendon now.
Margin 15 points then. Well, right, it could have been pushed in the back. Taylor gave it to Duncan. Good evasion by Enright, comes out wide. They're looking pretty crisp though. This is Murdoch. Developing player. Takes on the man on the mark. Didn't exactly surprise Zaharakis, but still he got the kick away. An uncontested Mackey, 40 metres out directly in front. This is not beyond it.
It's one of the disadvantages of forwards pushing up. Their defenders go with them. Enright got one before around the 50-metre line, and another of the Geelong back 6, Mackey, has drifted in there.
And just watch it here, Lee, coming off Paul Chapman. Mackey's, we'll get to it after the kick.
Missed out to the right.
You reckon he might have already been thinking up what he was going to say to Chappie about marking?
Well, he certainly would have backed himself into drift forward and take a mark on Chapman. Chappie needed to actually go and provide a contest there.
Harding, the big fly. Enright. He's got bragging rights on Mackey so far. Mackey's got him for career goals, but those halfback flanks, here's Chappie.
Yeah, so we watch it here is with Mackey's taken off earlier to really push into the forward 50 for Geelong, and as I say, Chapman really needed to go work harder to get to him.
Simpson, first year that he's really played continuously. Duncan, just a fumble there. And a boundary throw. So Christensen trying to get back into that form of last year. Had the injury, there's Chappie there. He's not moving all that smoothly, is he? He's had the tight hammies and that's such a great player. Ryder, well done, Merritt. Enright, Ryder got up highest. Fletcher with a quick kick.
That's a very high one too. Kelly should mark it. Well, he didn't. Spills behind. Danaher confronted immediately. Forearm too high on Lonigan, so Lonigan gets the free. Well played.
So it's high fend off, Geelong free kick.
By Rosebrook, Tom's friend.
Gave us great access before the game.
Wasn't he terrific?
Yep. They were pumped in, the umpires.
Like two mates just wandering out there. He was on a mission. You were aimless, but still, even so.
Usually the umpires, I wonder if the umpire can walk off the ground and say, I think I did a good, like I did my job tonight. Players always got the scoreboard to tell you, but the umpires get booed no matter what. It's just like...
Well, the stats say, Lee, that they make 7 mistakes a game. Just like players, they'll make blues, and I guess their blues are seriously highlighted.
After last Friday night, the replays are dangerous as well. Here's Johnson, gives it to Christensen. Little 1-2. Christensen looks towards the middle. Oh, wonderful kick. Now it opens up for Kelly. Just 2 pairs inside the forward 50. Long ball. Selwood won the battle of strength. Quickly onto the boot. It runs on and goes through for a goal.
Again, just bringing the ball into the dangerous parts of the ground. It's a great kick in from Christensen. Then, as you say, Lee, really strong by Selwood. Played forward against North Melbourne in a Friday night game down at Geelong about a month or so ago and surprised with his contested marking. He's strong in the contest.
Scotty's pumped tonight, isn't he? He's barracking them home. It was a great goal by his captain. Pauline Smith.
Back then rolled him.
Sweeps it to Varco. Neat kick. Good stuff at the back, though, by Myers, just to get the pump away. Ambrose had to release it. He did. Merritt cleverly enough. Myers, well done. Goddard, that was brilliant. The move when he got the ball. Zaharakis, we haven't called his name a lot. Ryder held up by Mackie. Good tackle. Howlett with a bit of a oomph there. Heppel, little give cut off by Mackie. Little give was clever. Enright, lovely handball. Christensen works it back to Varco, to Simpson. Simpson goes back to Kelly. Kelly protected it to Duncan. Duncan, Bartel, got to push Duncan. Bartel goes back to Lonigan. Lonigan in a couple of minds, gets away.
And an okay in the end. And the kick almost landed on the chest of Pauline Smith. Only timely intervention from that man. Got the ball across the boundary line. Dyson Heppel, been a star since day one. So a throw in right half forward. Essendon defending and needing to hold right here. Ryder and Simpson. Simpson does best. Motlop. Enright fires one out to Johnson. Now time to operate. Johnson pulls it back. Dangerous ball. Hibbert goes back. Over the top, Selwood.
Guys, call it. Tommy, don't lose it, Tommy.
Defenders with a lot of time to think there.
Don't lose it.
Look at some players. I mean, Wayne Carey, the Jonathan Browns, they just look like the only player on the ground who wants the footy. That's what Selwood did then. Everyone else was looking at it. He was going for it.
15, come on. Thank you. 15 seconds gone.
Hardingham probably, in hindsight, should have jumped at that ball. Easy to say, but it's a spring heel jack and maybe could have got a fist on it. As it is, Selwood steers it through. His second goal of the term.
This was a quarter time, so a lot of work done on Selwood. He's had a bit of a hip problem, I think, hasn't he?
Seems to be that way the last month or so. And as we said, started forward against the Crows and looked dangerous as a forward. Just an amazing will to draw the footy in the forward 50.
He's played 7 times against the Bombers and won them all, Selwood. Look at, he's just added something to his highlights. Well, I haven't seen him do that too often. What he did a moment ago, he's done everything else just about. What a mark. Early back, so the Bombers need a quick response now. They're getting blown away a bit. Hibbert's kick was dangerous. Motlop, geez, clever. Good to watch. Twisting and turning, got a bounce in. did the sums as well. I reckon there's a clever man that can add up as well as do all that stuff at the same time. Here's Kelly.
What a kick too, wasn't it? Kelly inside the forward 50, then Hawkins clears his own path. Applies a tackle on Hooker, stealing the ball though. Hocking, Zaharakis, need more from him, not 15 the call. Howlett, he's a centre-half back. They've been touched off the boot, didn't matter. Zaharakis, Dempsey, poor kick, holds Stanton up. He's been quiet by his standards. His 6th possession, just lays it off to Hurley, and Hurley marks just inside the boundary line, but they're held up again.
Look like they've lost confidence in their forward line already, Essendon. I mean, they were moving the ball really quickly early, but you start doing this when you've got no confidence that your forwards are going to beat their defenders in a genuine contest. Averaging
just 12 goals a game in their last 3. There's Collier. Things start going short. 44 plays 16. Sends it long inside the forward 50. Rivers. Well, they were queuing up.
That's why they've lost confidence.
Yeah.
Long high balls keep bouncing back.
They're going in is because they're not prepared to take the risks across half back at the moment. The game's totally on Geelong's terms.
Rivers. Simpson almost. Bounced on his back. Christensen trying to get out of there. Got boot to ball.
Got it for, and just a moment ago, Danaher's in the middle of the ground when that ball was kicked in because he's doing the ruck work. So, you know, they're basically the only target at the moment is probably Carlisle forward.
And Goddard was resting forward when really they'd love to have Goddard's hands on the ball across half back, but he can't be everywhere. See him on screen there with Tom Lonergan, his direct opponent.
So there is Danaher as well. Hall and Smith. They need to respond here, the Bombers. Christensen, slow handball. Simpson had time to take it. Blitz halves. Johnson. Clever step, hooking back. Hurley should mark, and he does. Interesting play, Hurley, isn't he? I mean, Lee, I reckon about 3-4 years ago, we talked about which player might really jump out of the ground. I think I'll get back to it. It was a poor kick. Hibbert's under real pressure. That kick from Hooker gets it back to Fletcher. Fletcher's kick to centre wing. Mackie played it well against Collier. Geelong certainly in control at the moment. Kelly. Bartel, 10 disposals on the other. Oh, yeah, you're right, Dennis. That was just beautiful.
Breathtaking stuff, Jimmy Bartel. Splitting the difference there. Lovely kick. Working the angles with Duncan. Now, play-on's the call. Ball runs towards the goal line, knocked across by Hibbert. We'll have a boundary throw in. So, the old stager, the definition of the old stager there. He was the man behind, but when he landed, he was playing for the free kick. That was Fletcher. Boundary throw in. He's had as many birthdays as the Merritt brothers. Knocked in front of the pack. A chance there for Zaharakis. Dragged down. Zaharakis a couple of weeks back in a rich vein of form, but just cooled down a bit last week. Again tonight, just needs to find the football. 8 possessions. I think we've said before, something of a barometer of how the Bombers go.
Holland Smith roved it well and hooking. For a behind. Lee, just on Hurley, about 3-4, I think you might have said that he was a bloke that could really become
in that first couple of years as an 18-19-year-old, he looked like he might have been one of the next great running centre-half forward type players, but hasn't really come on, and obviously has been sent down to defence this year. He's okay down there, but nothing like the prodigy he looked like he may have been early on.
Hurley kicking it out, looking for Hooker. He's just got control of it, the Cats at the moment. Collier breaking the line. He could run a bit further. And that kick was difficult in the end for Carlisle. Gave Rivers a chance. It was a poor kick, actually, because Carlisle would outbeat Rivers normally with the ball to his advantage. And then Guthrie back. And that's not a good kick either. Myers held on to. No free there. Ball not out. And Geelong have done well here to hold it up. But Essendon were in there.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it was fantastic intensity from Travis Collier. The kick obviously not great, but we spoke about the confidence in the forwards all over the park at the moment. Really reactive. Essendon starts in their back line. They're just playing one-on-one. They need to run in waves and share the ball around, take some risks.
Myers and the Bombers a bit stiff there, though.
You talk about that situation. I mean, the players, I reckon, are so concerned the ball leaves the congested area because that's where they are and they have to run into space. If the ball, the 4 or 5 players just trying to keep it in, make sure it doesn't leave the area, so I have to then chase.
Johnson tackled immediately. The ball arrived. Christensen getting right into the game now. Looking very dangerous. Under the chest of Selwood. Ditto. Miscues with a kick, though. Not his best effort. Melcham dropped it. Hall Smith a chance at his second. Lines up. Kick is on the way. Hangs it out to the right. increases the margin to 5 goals now.
So Melsham was really disappointed with himself there. So let off slightly by the miss. Dempsey. Heppel. Now, it'll be interesting to see how quickly they can move it here. Do they take a chance? Melsham. Well, Geelong have got the numbers. Blixarves, Taylor, quick release. Lonigan running onto it. Hall Smith. Very effective. Lovely kick. Probably Hawkins some hope. He often gives these off and he does it again. Sets it up. Murdoch, well done, Hardingham. So turn over here, Ambrose. Waxing it a bit, Heppel. Ambrose, where do they get the run? Heppel, Hurley, and then Hurley, good kick. That's what they wanted. Now Goddard's got the length if he can get around. Called to play on. Well, he's been held up so well and has missed the target. Well, really promising. That was good by Hardingham. That was just terrific.
A little overconfidence from Tom Hawkins, though. It was a slow kick. Essendon got people to the ball and blew it at the other end. Blixarves wins it down. Goddard, who's tried hard, left the football behind. Carlisle. Collier's kick hangs it down to the left. 46 plays 17. 8 minutes out from half-time on a cold Friday night in Melbourne. Doesn't matter here, of course. Roof is closed. Blixarves has been good so far.
That's it, Pat. Paddy, that's it. Play on.
Looking at his stats, he's up to 8 disposals, 7 of those uncontested, which you don't typically see from a ruckman.
That's it,
Just
Johnson.
highlighting the way he gets around the ground and finds his own ball.
Guthrie.
Move it on.
Looked good tonight. Coming off a bad loss, uncharacteristic loss last week.
There, Jake.
Just stopped. This is Murdoch. Well-weighted kick. Duncan. Got it knocked away. Dempsey. Bit of a fumble. Howlett didn't have the football. Will get the free kick. So Howlett on the outer side with the free. Right on the wing. Short. Myers, who can kick it a long way. Take something off this one, though. Zaharakis alongside the centre circles. Fletcher. Now Heppel.
So Heppel, he's just going to try and get it to half forward. Not a good kick. Bartel cuts it off. That one a bit off the side of the boot by Jimmy and a boundary throw-in. So Bombers just finding it difficult to pinpoint their target.
Persevere with what Heppel did there. You got to play on, go on to your dominant side. I mean, he kicked it to a Geelong player. That was your mistake, but he's got to be able to try and, as he did, play the ball on quickly before the defence gets set.
Guthrie outnumbered really in the end, and that one again over the line and a boundary throw-in.
He's getting smashed in the contested possessions at the moment. It would have been a really strong focus for Geelong, 62-47 in favour of the Cats at the minute.
As Dennis said, a really good response from Geelong after last week. Melsham belting forward. Collier and also Blixarves. Simpson. Duncan. Hall Smith. Kelly. Dempsey harassing. Blixarves down pretty low. Simpson, well done, the big guy. Hall Smith having a really good night. Hurley in a good spot. Oh, didn't take it in the end. He gets a free on it against Kirsten. Kirsten lively early. Haven't seen much of him in this term. And Hurley, not sure whether to switch. He'll probably play the percentages down the line now.
He's looking down the line. Just sets it up. Another high ball. Get under that. Well, Carlisle up very early. Ambrose, Crumming, who was in the pack initially. Ricochets across towards Carlisle. Played it well. Heppel runs the boundary line. 2-on-1. The two prevail. Enright rounded Goddard. The mark was taken there by a floating Rivers.
Jake, that's it. That's it.
Short to Selwood.
Right where you are. Wait.
Right half back.
Good line, Ben.
Unintentional, Bruce. Off hands, taken by Fletcher. Fletcher goes across the ground. Danaher. Oh, good bounce. Danaher still on his knees. Over the top, Lonigan. Ball stays in. A token effort from Danaher for the ball up.
Just a bit of a stalemate, isn't it, at the moment, particularly for Essendon. Carlisle got that early goal in the turn, first off this quarter. Blixarves is playing like a ruck rover a bit tonight, isn't he? He is.
No genuine attempt, Essendon free kick. No genuine attempt.
He and Simpson have been on the the same contest quite a bit. So Stanton, that's a real rainmaker to full forward. Goddard, nearly, almost. He's claiming it. Call play on. Caught, can't get it out. Ball up.
Right.
He won't be happy with this.
Just touched. Cut it out. Thank you. Back this way.
He can get disappointed, Brendan,
He's a
can't he?
passionate player.
No doubt about that. He is digging in. I mean, he's one Essendon player that's really bending the back. Selwood's little kick. Howlett's got it. Now, he's a good kick, Howlett.
Cut it out.
Actually, Essendon's last 10 minutes, in terms of possession's been pretty good, I reckon, don't you?
They've just got to get it on the score, but here's the marking attempt from Goddard. First touch. That's a mark, no doubt about it.
Looked like a mark. I thought it was like the umpire that it was touched in between the first and second grab, but it was not.
He's been great, Brendan Goddard, hasn't he? Travis Collier wore one for his measure too.
Howlett. Good kick. So the Bombers keep in touch in a way. There's still a fair way back, but that was important.
Coming up at half-time, that man joins us. Another big day. So often the way leading into Friday night football makes you wonder. Johnson got the arms free. Simpson. Selwood, was he taken high? Gets the free kick. He is the master. Advantage is taken by Buse. Head down, in trouble. Goes to Guthrie. Another advantage. Hall Smith right on the numbers. Pulls it back to no man's land. They come from all directions. Knocked out it there by Hardingham initially. Zaharakis. Johnson missed the target. Collier goes after it. Is it right half back? Collier. Not his best effort. And coming up, Lonigan takes the tumbling mark. Needed to be precise with that kick. Threading the eye of a needle didn't come off.
Then Lonigan does just that, Dennis. He threaded it cleverly to Simpson. Simpson back in the team tonight. Played 2 games, 1 game, 2 games, 6 games in the last 4 years. And this is his 11th game tonight this season. So at long last for him, at 25 years of age, he's getting a regular game. No, certainly all the time, because McIntosh injured tonight. Big flight came from Hardingham, Hawkins. Hall Smith's been pretty dangerous. Back to Buse, and then Buse, good smother, and a boundary throw in. Hocking there.
That was Howlett.
Is that friendly fire? We call that one?
You can't get reported for hitting your own teammate, can you?
No.
Not sure. Crossed in. Sociable behaviour off the ground by Heppel. Hall Smith is everywhere. Got his own footy at the moment. Slips a hand pass away to Johnson. Johnson into Mines. Squeezes a kick through a gap. It bounces inside the forward 50. Christensen tackled by Zaharakis. Heppel straight to Bartel, who's been a live wire. Hooks it back towards full forward. Knocked down by Hurley. Christensen. And Kirsten goes into an open goal. Gets his second.
Let's have a look at this. Where are we here in a minute? Yeah, this here. Christensen will be the player. It was a dicey-looking handball. It was either the quicker than the eye. I think you'd have to see it in slow motion, but I reckon that was struggling to be a legitimate handball.
I really got away with the first one too, Lee. A little flick at the bottom of the pack.
Well, he's a bit injured at the moment, I think, so that's not a great sign for the Cats with all the problems he's had. Christensen, he's an important player for them. Duncan going back. And now Hall Smith. He's seemingly been called a lot tonight, so he's up to 16 disposals. Hall Smith. Enright. There's Christensen being worked on, so sort of shin area, isn't it? Enright taking his time, never seems flustered. Kicks to Simpson. Ryder getting back. Hibbert. Zaharakis. Oh, difficult one for Hibbert, but he's a left footer, and that saved him a bit. Selwood getting back. Well done, though, with courage by Hocking, and we know he's got that. Collier, that's a better kick. Danaher, now he has to keep it in. Well, Mackie, bit of a chance here. Stanton, Danaher, still Danaher, there's that lefty. Back to Dempsey. Dempsey did well. Ambrose, they've got to think their way through this. Heppel protected the football well. Now, who's the long kick in the area? Fletcher's the long bomb. Goes to full forward. Oh, good mark, Kelly. What a disappointing result there for the Bombers.
Had the numbers out wide here on the broadcast side too.
Guthrie goes short. Under the chest of Murdoch. Hibbert involved moments ago across half-back. Just was limping a little bit after the play. Got a very hard knock last week. Hand pass over the shoulder there from Mackey. Taken by Guthrie. Goes down the line. Johnson tracks it. In, then out. It rolls across the boundary line. Just speaking of injured defenders, Giorgio Cellini at the World Cup, Bruce. I mean, awkward injury to take home. As we watch Hocking hit the deck. You just hope your wife or girlfriend was watching the game. Tossed in. In other words, right half forward.
Motlop. The difference, eh?
Steady on, Bruce. Ball is still in. Umpire whistles it up. We'll have a ball up with about 22 seconds to go. Or will it be a boundary throw in? Umpires hate balling it up so close to the boundary line. Now there's going to be a free kick. It's going Geelong's way. It'll be taken by Motlop. There is still time. We're down to 19 seconds. The clock hasn't restarted. Having another good night tonight. He's just growing in stature. So the clock is underway. Johnson has it knocked away by Melksham out of bounds.
Just saw Christensen a moment ago. There's the hold. And Motlop's free kick. He was one Italian who had a few witnesses on his side, didn't he, Dan?
Yeah, story got out.
Selwood's been terrific in this term in a different sort of role. Mackey held up by Heppel. So Essendon just holding on here.
Straight up.
I would love to take that last goal back, I think.
Freeze. Let it go. Thanks, Andrew.
Great TD.
Yeah. Watching his nephew, eh? Selwood roving it brilliantly as the siren sounds. So half-time here. It's basically a 5-goal game. And Selwood was just terrific going forward with a couple of goals. Carlisle kicked the opening goal. Howlett got one late. Kirsten's got a couple. Hawkins got a couple. Stevie J, a bit subdued. I haven't seen anything really of Chappie of real note. Holland Smith's been terrific. But one man who really has busted his boiler has been Brendan Goddard. There's Chappie. They need some magic in the second half, don't they? They've got to... Something has to break here. They've got to break the line. And Geelong on a bit of a high. So... little meeting there. So Harakis seemingly taking control for the moment. And with Goddard. And I think Tim's just sitting and waiting here. And Hawkins with a couple. Tim, I'm not sure if, I think we've got you now, mate.
I'm here with Brendan Goddard and BJ, 5 goals down. Do you still feel in general play, though, you're in this game?
No, not really, Tim. In general play, that's where they're getting us. We're going forward and we can't get it locked in our forward half, and it's simply just coming straight out. That way it's coming out so quick, we're finding it hard to find them on transition. So, yeah, in general play, that's where we're losing the game, not keeping us in it.
You just gathered the players in. What was that all that about?
Oh, just about a few structure things and what we talked about before the game. We're not implementing, simple as that. So, and that's a reflection of the scoreboard.
Good luck in the second half.
Tonight on the halftime show, Essendon chairman Paul Little joins us to explain the Bombers' extraordinary day.
It's time to meet this week's NAB AFL Oz Kicker of the Year nominee. Thanks to NAB doing more to fortify Australia. This lucky Oz kicker will enjoy an amazing Toyota AFL Grand Final experience, including walking in the parade, playing on the MCG, and presenting a premiership medal. Let's get to Hamish, who's with this week's nominee.
That man there is Rory Barry. Welcome to you, Rory. Where have you flown in from today?
Mackay.
Where's Mackay?
In between Rockhampton and Townsville.
So where did you have to fly to? Mackay to where?
Brisbane.
Then?
Melbourne.
And you missed your flight?
No.
You had to change flights?
Yeah.
All right. Now, is it warmer here or in Mackay?
It's colder here, warmer in Mackay.
Now, I saw you tonight wearing the white socks. How many goals tonight?
5 or 6.
You lost count?
Yeah.
Must have been watching a different game. Anyway, these cards, if you nominate at home, Rory, you end up with your own personal card. You've got to go to aflozkick.com.au. You know that. You're going to end up with one of those. You've got 2 grand final tickets. Now, what's your father's name?
Raymond.
Raymond. You're going to take him to the grand final?
Yep.
And what about your 2 brothers? They're watching at home. Do you want to say hello to them?
No.
What are their names?
Roman and Declan.
Roman and who?
Declan.
Why wouldn't you say hello to them?
Because they always punch me a lot.
All right, well, they shouldn't punch you because that's not a nice thing. But this is your shirt. That's because you're the round 15 nominee. Thanks for coming. Enjoy the cold of Melbourne. And you support who? Yeah, good chat. We'll see you soon.
Okay.
See you grand final day. Tim, all yours.
Thanks, Emma. Now, I'm not sure Essendon will have mentioned this at half-time, but you'll grab a hold of anything when you're down in this game. The graph shows the Cats have not been a big second-half team since round 6. In fact, they've only won 3 second-half quarters in that time. Mind you, Essendon are not much better, but the Bombers will have to make a move in this third term, in this next 30 minutes, critical to the outcome of this game for them.
Well, the margin 29 points. Cats on top. Paul Chapman, the story coming in, hasn't done very much so far. That man's booted a couple. It seems, Tom, that Geelong might have found a player, Shane Kirsten.
He looks really good. Den presents up to the ball, takes the ball at the highest point, and a couple of scores on the board for his efforts so far.
Start of the second half then. Essendon with some work to do. Ryder beaten by Simpson. Goddard, who's been very good. Zaharakis under pressure. Gets a kick off, going back into unexplored territory. Enright takes a courageous mark. Goes across the ground. Murdoch. Well, it was a bit too easy. Away on his left foot, inside the forward 50. Hurley didn't know what was behind him. It was headed for the chest of Zaharakis, who gets it eventually anyway. Goes back to Hurley. Hurley kicks it out wide, close to the boundary. Here comes Taylor. Ball beats him out.
Really interesting second half, I reckon. As much for Geelong. I mean, a really good Geelong team would bury Essendon from this point. Let's see if they can do that, or can the Bombers come back? 5-goal game. Percentage could be really important this year. Geelong need to make some catch-up in terms of those teams above them on the ladder. And the Bombers, of course, vying to get maybe sneak into the top 8.
Well, I thought Bob and Thompson at half-time, Brendan Goddard, as he said at the half-time interview, they've got to get the ball into their forward line and lock it in. So that would have been much of what was talked about at half-time. So how do we lock the ball in our forward 50?
Heppel, remarkable numbers tonight. That one sort of thrown forward by Howlett. Stanton, well done. Howlett getting back onto it, then looks up, gets the ball forward. Carlisle brought down, and Lonergan got away from Chappie. Kelly's been very good. Lovely kick coming out to Murdoch. They've had a lot of poise, Geelong, haven't they, off half-back tonight? That's a good kick. Mackey's worked hard down the ground all night. And then with a little kick out wide, and Hawkins.
Oh, there, right on it.
Long way from home, just lobs the ball into the path of Mackey, and Mackey goes back and takes the mark. It's a clever kick. Boundary line was looming, so it had to be perfect, and it was.
Is this an arm chop here? Yep, that's a free kick from mine to Carlisle. Ball rebounded very quickly, resulting in a shot on goal for Geelong.
Mackey to Motlop.
Hold there, David.
He's about 60 metres from goal. Bombers need to hold here. Motlop. Short. Well, really had to get it in there to Murdoch, who comes back and wins the footy in any case, but dropped the footy. Incorrect disposal, so the Bombers will get it.
Heppel again, eh? His work rate's amazing, isn't it? He'd had, what, 23 disposals to half-time?
Half a dozen tackles as well too, Mac. Well, that was his 6th tackle. He is working hard, get a lot of the footy.
Push out!
Ryder. So the Bombers got a burst in them. Remember that Hawthorn game here on a Friday night with that huge third quarter? They need that tonight. Hibbert gets it to Heppel, and that was round 2 from memory. And Ambrose, they're very wide here though. Goddard's got a beautiful leg, we know that. Well, that one fell to Dempsey in the end. Might have been meant for Carlisle, but we'll give it to Goddard. Now Stanton, is he within range? Not sure. We question Enright tonight. Stanton doesn't think he is. Well, not a great kick. Was little Merritt going for it. Selwood has to defend. And behind, see Carlisle saying, I wanted it deep. So Selwood very short. They've done that a lot tonight coming out from the kick-outs.
Duncan back to Selwood. Duncan in the goal square. The umpire, Motlop. Duncan again, fattening the stats close to the boundary line. Drives it to a contest out there. Hall and Smith, third man up, couldn't hang on. And it just trickles out of bounds. So a sluggish start for both coaches, both teams in this third term. A little untidy. Off and away. Simpson. Wow. As if he intended it for Heppel. Ryder gave it to Stanton. Fletcher just lobs it. Now this guy can kick it a fair way. Myers, not suggesting he's going to score. Front end of the centre square. It's a long kick. Danaher sets himself, and behind, the mark is taken by Carlisle about 15 metres out.
Big leak down Herbert. Didn't get anywhere near the footy, and it just really dropped into Carlisle's lap. I don't think he really was expecting that, but all of a sudden I've got it.
Was the rare occasion where the ball has come in low, high and slow, where it's been even numbered contest.
And the misjudgment there by the man in front aided this guy, third in the queue. So Carlisle, oh dear. Well, he's missed a couple that he had to kick tonight, really. 25 plays, 52, early going third term.
It's interesting when he took the mark, he almost looked to handball it off when he's 15 metres out. I just think it sends the wrong message to your teammates. If you're playing the key position forward, your job's there to kick goals, go back with confidence. And it's almost just a self-image thing.
I reckon, Tom, every time Geelong have kicked the ball, oh, here we go, they've been going so short, and Merritt kicks a goal. Well, those short kick-ins, they've done it all night, and that one turned over.
Score review. Umpire's call is a goal. We just want to make sure it didn't clip the post on the way through.
So let's have a look. Looks pretty good.
Yep.
Review complete. Confirmed goal.
So goal to the Bombers. A turnover in the back half. So a really important goal. They got the opening goal in the second term as well. So the score review
is supposed to look at all those three screens at one time, or does he decide which screen he should look at? I get confused. There's all these pictures up on the screen.
We've got the umpire's coach with us tonight, Lee. Hayden Kennedy. Hayden, thanks very much. Hayden, that seemed to work pretty well. Are you happy with the way the review's been working?
Yes, we are. I mean, that was pretty good. It was not very long at all, so right outcome, which is good.
And in answer to Lee's question, I mean,
which screen do they look at? Do they have to choose a screen, or do they look at them all at the same time?
Yeah, they've got a bank of screens, and then they just choose which one's the best one.
Yeah.
Thanks, Hayden. Really appreciate that, mate.
So the margin back to 21 points. Zaharakis taken down by Duncan. Slung hard to. Now a chance for Ryder. Breaks away. Got it from Merritt. Searching kick. Into the front half. Going back close to the boundary line is Carlisle. Can't keep it in. And a throw in. So they're looking better at the moment, Essendon.
Yeah, it's at the contest, and it was a great interview, really open and honest interview by acting captain Brendan Goddard with Tim Watson, saying that they're just not playing the way they want to. They're not winning the ball at the coalface. They're down 15 in contested possession at the moment, so there is an improvement early in this term.
The ruckman touched the ball behind a chance for Chapman, being quiet. This kick goes very high. It will be a mark if someone can do it. Big leap from Carlisle, off hands, close to the line. Enright out, manoeuvred by Melksham. Still a live football, Hardingham. Deep in the pocket, Danaher lowers the eyes, pulls it back. And the man who can kick a long way, Hibbert, takes this mark about 40 metres out. Doesn't mind running off half-back and kicking a long goal. This, a set shot. Well done by Danaher. Harry Taylor, slow to get up, very slow. In fact, he's still down on his knees at the moment. Hibbert, good kick, straight through the middle. Has it got the carry? Yes, it has. Bit of a surge from the Bombers.
To see Harry Taylor's coming off the ground. This is the incident there, and that's a nasty one. Point of the knee to the temple. Who'll get assessed. Josh Caddy is the sub for the Cats, so might see the 20-minute rule.
So Bombers get back-to-back goals for the first time tonight, and suddenly they've closed it to 15 points. Howlett, well done though from, I think it was Duncan who stood his ground as well. Suddenly you feel like the tempo of this match has gone up 2 or 3 notches. Essendon with a real appetite.
It's gone right up, Mackie. You're quite right about that. On the back of clearances too, as you see Harry Taylor there on screen just trying to clear his head. 6-zip in this quarter, 6-0.
So, a telling stat from Tim there. Guthrie, terrific tackle though. And ball not out.
And right at the coalface to support Tim's argument, we see Harry being assessed by the medicos there. They were down 21 in contested possession at half-time and already up 10 for the quarter, the Bombers.
Simpson, Goddard and Christensen. Little gift by Hocking. Stanton only as far as Kelly. He's been cutting them off a lot tonight, Kelly. Kick to Johnson.
Can't afford to leak a goal here, the Bombers. They've worked so hard to get to this position.
Looks back. Now comes forward. But Heppel getting into the hole at full stretch takes the mark. He'll go around his left side. A lot of pressure. Good kick to Goddard alongside the centre circles. Plenty of help around. That's a beautiful kick on the angle. Stanton runs inside the 50. Lines up, and that was huge. He's missed it out to the right.
That Hawthorn game we talked about, they were 32 points down at half-time and led by 3 at three-quarter time yesterday, and it was exhilarating stuff. And again, they go short from the kick-out. They've done it every time tonight, the Cats, with mixed results.
There's more of a build by the Bombers. It's more sustainable when it's a slower build than bang-bang goals.
Blitz halves to centre wing. Hawkins, so good in that opening half. Motlop, well done. Selwood, well, you knew he'd get involved at this point because it's important. Lovely little kick.
That's it, Dustin, right there.
Bartell. And then Bartell, the big switch. Duncan, Collier, just corralling. He knew he really couldn't do anything really effectively there. Now, can they stop? No. Good lead from Motlop, and then Motlop, little one out wide. Not a good kick, actually, and not a great decision, Tim.
Well, they're going to make the concussion sub here, so they've got 20 minutes. There you see Josh Caddy's just taken the gear off. He's ready to come on, and Harry Taylor will have 20 minutes now to be assessed.
It's actually a fortuitous substitute for Geelong, Josh Caddy, inside contested ball player, exactly where they're lacking at the moment, the Cats.
It was lively last week as well. Blix halves. Heppel, what a game he's playing. Kicks it down towards the wing. Wonderful courage by Buse. Was it Rivers? It was Rivers going across in front of the oncoming forward. And he wore one. Boundary throw in. It's Caddy. Danaher and Blix halves. Blix halves very agile. Had a good first half. Falls wide of the pack. Selwood over the football. Couldn't control it. Duncan left it behind. Chapman's in there. Duncan face to face with him. That ball not coming out. Hard to know whose it is to try and get the ball out. Go through that exaggerated action. The air guitar.
So massive couple of minutes coming up, you feel, in this match. Goddard just had to release it. Oh, Heppel again. What's he up to, Dennis? Ambrose.
28, Bruce.
So 28 disposals for Heppel and all those tackles that Lee talked about. Kelly, well, he had it a long, long time. Ball not out yet, still in dispute.
There's a lot of just accumulation of stats in modern footy, but not Heppel. That 29, I reckon he's earned more. He's had 17 uncontested possessions compared to, looking at the stats sheet, there we see Taylor in the roots. But he just is winning a lot of ball.
Johnson and Selwood, they couldn't get it out. Collier in there. Varco puts the tackle on. Zaharakis and a ball up.
A lot of numbers around the stoppage here, Bruce. And Melksham's deep. I'd be, if I was an Essendon forward, getting right out of his space, isolating him.
Free kick.
Bombers getting a free.
Heppel again with it.
Well, he went flying through the pack.
Trying to get up as third man. He's held.
There you go. Good explanation. Heppel runs around. Long kick. Didn't miss by much. What a game. What a player.
His career high, Dennis, is 37, so he's certainly on track for that.
Not sure it was a hole. There was more a push, wasn't it? But doesn't matter. Views very short. Not sure this is working for the Cats. Bruce has alluded to it a few times. Kelly out of defence. Blixart's a strong mark. They haven't got any run from it. And they've been under pressure on occasions with the short kick. Now, Tom, is that something they're reacting to that Essendon do, or they're trying to get some run out of defence?
Stay there, Jake. Fire on.
Rivers goes across the ground. Neither, apparently. Mackie goes short. Johnson takes the mark.
Take care with the back. Yep.
We're with you, Den, don't worry.
Selwood. Enright. Tom's engrossed. Christensen.
Yep.
Motlop. So at the moment, trying to take some sting out of the game.
He's the interesting one, Motlop. He's had his 16 possessions, but he hasn't been able to run and carry the footy. He's done a really good job hocking.
Blixarves went back with courage after the short pass, but again the Cats not looking as good as they did in the first half. It's been untidy stuff. Myers gets it across to him. It goes back to Myers. Myers at half back. Thought about Goddard. Goes back still deeper. Hooker. It's a kick away close to the boundary. Well, he crowded himself for room there. Just wanted more time and space than he was entitled to.
Dan, I apologise if I wasn't listening. I was looking at the change room cam. Now, this is Harry Taylor going in to do his concussion test. It's a memory response type test, and that'll take 20 minutes to see whether he comes back on.
Get it at home all the time, Tom. Doesn't worry me at all.
Tom, good to know that your memory's working, because you remembered you forgot to answer. Dennis, that's okay. Duncan, Stanton, Thomas, that ball's still not out. Good tackle. As a recent expert, do you think that's an effective test?
Look, I think it is for the time being. It's, I mean, it's never going to be definitive, and there's all talks in overseas that they use more scientific approaches. But at the moment, I've got no doubt the AFL are adopting the right approach and taking it very seriously.
Touched off the boot. Simpson, Goddard, well done. Zaharakis, Heppel again. He's never had this many disposals in the first three quarters of any game he's played. Myers, little kick. This is big. Zaharakis at full stretch. Changes angle. Not a great handball. It's bash and crash. All the Bombers. Collier, can he break the line? He doesn't quite. Stanton keeps his head over it. Gets a free. He's within range now.
Head down. Head down, picking up the ball. Head down, picking up the ball.
Stating the obvious, but this game is so much alive now. Essendon have now got all the energy, and Geelong have a little bit of a team trying to hold on, and they're not going to be able to hold on for a quarter and a half.
And Tim showed those stats. What was it over the last 6 weeks or something, Tim, Geelong second halves?
Yes, no, they've been disappointing in the second half, only winning 3 quarters since round 6. So the second halves haven't been big, and I think the Bombers might have got one of Bomber Thompson's famous rockets at half-time as well.
Well, massive kick from Stanton. Off a step. Has he got the distance? He has. They've kicked 3 in a row. Game on.
Huge moment in the season for both of these clubs right now. Geelong's top 4 aspirations and Essendon's top 8 aspirations. One of the players I've been really impressed with has been Travis Collier. When you're talking about energy around the footy, he just provides speed and run and carry.
Zaharakis darts out of the middle, met solidly, kicks inside the forward 50. Danaher juggles the mark. Rivers will stand the mark about 40 metres out. So the Cats, 2 of the last 13 goals last week against the Suns. Here they are in trouble again and goalless in this third term.
Just keep winning the clearances. They're now 24-24 each for the game, but they've won 9 extra in this third quarter. Total domination at the moment by the Bombers.
Well, you think of clearances as a strength of the Cats. Well, it's changed ownership in this term. Danaher, what a huge kick it is. And it's good.
Just watch the stoppage here and the clearances, and we speak about Josh Caddy's got stuck too far into the contest, too mindful of Dyson Heppel there, and has left the back of the stoppage open there. A really great centre clearance for the Bombers.
So the Bombers closing. Ryder, Heppel again. He's been magnificent. Kicks to half forward. Carlisle couldn't quite. Under pressure, Buse slips out the back. Enright's hands were good. To Mackie. Mackie off a step. Bartel and Fletcher. Fletcher working him under the ball. Was it hands or not? Hey, Wayne, just quickly. Taylor's off the ground. I mean, is that impacting you at all, do you think?
I don't think he was having a massive influence. I just think they're showing more enthusiasm all over the park.
They might be in front at the moment. They are! Carlisle's got it! Can you believe it? Oh, massive stuff. And speaking of Carlisle, he's had a bit of a presence, hasn't he?
He has. Well, yeah, Harry Taylor's out. I sometimes think when Taylor's not there, the Geelong defence just one really good player missing. But Heppel, he has been outstanding. I'm looking for Joel Selwood now. When Geelong are really in trouble, Selwood's been the one so often who's actually just immersed himself in the game. But, gee, Essendon's going to have to do something. They just look a bit shell-shocked at the moment, Geelong.
Well, there are centre clearances, and then there are centre clearances, and the last two have just been clean, straight out of the middle of the ground.
It's been Dyson Heppel. Caddy is using him as a starting point. He just needs to ensure that Heppel doesn't get his hands on the ball, needs to be stronger.
Back in the middle, Simpson with the run, Ryder with the timing. Full at their feet, Selwood gets a hand pass away. The high ball from Johnson. Need more from him. Oh, plucked beautifully. Hurley plays on immediately. The confidence sky high at the moment for the Bombers. Zaharakis runs on. Heppel thought about his left side. Waits for Zaharakis. Zaharakis has got it now. Well-weighted kick. Ambrose.
If you ever want to see the role that confidence plays in a team from getting back-to-back goals, it started with the Hurley mark. He's all of a sudden feeling good about himself. Back themselves, take the riskier option, I guess, bring the ball inside. Even this kick here, it's just confident footy. Ambrose goes back from 50, feeling pretty good about himself also.
So this young fella now to stretch it out over a goal. Runs inside the 50. Kick is on the way. Oh, that was sweet. Hit the post halfway up. Distance, no problem at all. Margin is 6 points. And Mackie to himself.
And this time the long ball. 6 more scoring shots. Zaharakis had 9 disposals and 3 clearances in this quarter. Well played, Johnson. Enright. Murdoch. Good tackle, Hibbert. Boundary throw in. Hey, Tim, you're getting a bird's-eye view of all this. I mean, the clearances are Zaharakis, Heppel. What's really catching your eye as well?
Oh, it's been Heppel, and it's been his leadership on the ground. Other things that he's been doing around the ball as well, just talking to the players, directing them, picking players up off the ground when they hit the deck. I mean, he's just been outstanding.
Christensen, Bartel, Fletcher, Spun, Melsham, Myers, squeezy kick, good one, Ambrose. Good contested play by Ambrose.
Shoulder.
Tim, you're a rat for Ambrose, aren't you?
Over the shoulder.
Yeah, look, he's a great athlete. He's still quite an immature type of player. He's stepped out of sort of grade football, so he's still got a couple of pre-seasons, game awareness, that type of thing, but he's a real competitor.
Short to Dempsey.
Dempsey goes inside the forward 50. Lurking at the back is Caddy. Takes the mark on his chest.
Stay clear, thank you.
What a beleaguered defence at the moment. All one-way traffic. Dyson Heppel directing most of it. Lonergan in space, goes wide towards the wing. Guthrie running hard is Mackie. Will he go in that direction? Mackie comes back to the ball and marks on the wing. Heppel's PB 37 against North Melbourne. Round 1 earlier this season. There's Lonergan back into the square. The margin was 29 points at halftime. It was the Cats in a canter. Cats canter as he goes towards the outer side. Selwood. In the twinkling of an eye, Essendon have snatched control in this game. Murdoch comes up and marks on his chest. Too far out to score. Kicks from about 65. Hawkins to space. Got a hand to it. Couldn't hang on. Hawking knocks it to his own advantage. Guess who? Stanton now runs outside the 50. Ruard a man to Danaher. Stanton demands the football back. Finds Hardingham. Short one to Collier. My advice would be get on Heppel. I don't know where he is, but easy to pinpoint. Harder to stop. Blixarve, slick hands away. Murdoch kicks from inside the centre square. Hawkins goes back. Test of strength. He's got plenty. Look at the 226ers go at it. Hawkins clears a path. Duncan knocks it goalward. Under pressure, Hooker. He thumps it from about 15 metres out and puts it across the line. Down in the rooms, meantime.
We await the results.
And Essendon made a sub change too. Zach Merritt, he is on, and Kyle Hardingham has been subbed out of the game.
So Stanton, 10th disposal this quarter for Stanton. So he and Zaharakis in tandem with Heppel. who has been just brilliant. Enright. Chris Scott's never had a scoreless quarter, so he's avoided that one with that rush behind a moment ago. Bartell's handball in dispute. Guthrie overran it. Goddard, who did so well in the opening half. Dempsey almost run down. Murdoch was terrific. Dempsey a bit lackadaisical there. Terrific smother, Goddard. Well done, Hall and Smith. They win it back though. Melsham. Ambrose's kick forward. 1-on-1. Oh, Kelly, I guess he had a bit of a reach advantage, but he did it well on Collier. Switches to Varco. We talked at the start of this quarter how important Geelong this term would be for them, whether they could bury Essendon. Well, bury them. Boy, they've done nothing like that. That's a good kick there, and in good hands now. And he'll go back. He often dishes off from here, but I reckon he needs to have a shot.
This will take his best one. The man on the mark is standing about 45 metres out, so he'll kick from outside 50. Just trying to get his breath back. He's booted 2. Came on a punishing lead there. Still well mannered.
15 seconds.
So, a lot of important kicks in this term. This one in amongst them. From 53 metres out, gives it a ride. It's going to be close. Just misses. That was very close. Misses to the right-hand side. The margin back to 4 points.
So, big test for the Bombers here. I mean, they've got the lead now. A nervous couple of minutes, or do they continue to attack and get another goal? Danaher flying. Blitzarves was involved. Collier, head down. Trying to elude the tackle. Well done, Selwood. So Selwood to keep the pressure on the Bombers here. Goddard, Hurley against Kirsten and a boundary throw.
Should got a free kick there, Hurley, for a hold on Kirsten as Harry. We can assume he's passed the test at this stage. Wait to see how the Cats respond to their setups.
Blitzarve's front spot, lays it down. Johnson, no real magic from him tonight so far. But still time to do something. Hawkins trying to get it out. Zaharakis, well done, holds him up. Stanton, Merritt. Ball not quite out. Hooker's involved in the tackle. Can Howlett get it free? Bombers. Oh, that's a big free kick. Hard earned. And Melsham gets it. Well done.
Inside the last minute of the term.
Wait.
Simpson, see just behind the man on the mark, is limping. Meantime, the short one comes to Stanton. Suggests they might be aware of the clock. Hooker in short, Hocking. Expect one final surge here if they're game. And maybe they're content with what they've done. Here's Melsham, but they've succeeded by taking the game on. They've been daring in this term. Hurley, Goddard, down to 22 seconds. Hibbert, he's a left footer, needs to work it onto his left, and he does. He breaks away, blistering pace, searching kick on the lead down there. Could have been hands in the back. Danaher missed it. Blitzarves, Caddy. Danaher missed the tackle. Caddy, Blitzarves, off his step. Varco, and the danger is past. That was a clinical build-up, aware of the time, I think, but unable to finish it off. Very close to doing it. But three-quarter time on Friday Night Football. The margin is 4 points. The Bombers on top. What a resurgence. They trailed by 29 at the major break. And the man who orchestrated most of it, Dyson Heppel, on his way to a personal best. You'd almost guarantee it from here. He's got 34 possessions as we go to three-quarter time. 8-10 plays 8-6.
To Etihad Stadium. This game very much alive here between Essendon and Geelong after the Bombers' 5-goal third term. Geelong held goalless in that term. Wayne, the momentum at this stage is all with Essendon. What did Geelong need to do in the early part of this last quarter?
Isn't confidence such an amazing thing? It just swings and roundabouts during the game. But look, their good players have to start winning the clearances. I mean, they were absolutely dominated by the Bombers. And once again, we'll be looking for the likes of Selwood, Johnson, Bartell, Kelly and these guys to lift for the Cats.
They really do need to do something about Dyson Heppel, though. He's been magnificent for the 3 quarters tonight. But in particular, the leadership and the drive that he gave Essendon in that third term.
Oh, it was the cleanness that they won those clearances too, Tim. Not only did they win them and sort of scrap them out, I mean, it was so clean, the centre clearances especially, one kick into the forward line, and I mean, everyone has lifted. Joe Danaher's now marking the ball inside 50. I mean, it's been quite exciting to watch this young side do that within a quarter.
We're about 20 metres away from Bomber Thompson. We can actually hear him roaring at the players, so he's giving it all he can. What do you think Geelong, well, where do you think they'll get their drive from in this early part of the final term, if in fact they can turn it around?
Well, the guys I said then, Tim, I think their leader, Selwood, I mean, he's done it time and time again. Expect him to have a big impact in the centre of the ground at the start of this last quarter.
Back to you, boys.
And Tim and Wayne, we're showing a live ladder as you're speaking, and Essendon currently are in the 8. If it stopped right now, they'd be in the 8 tonight.
Yeah, great performance by them that third quarter. This is a really crunch time for Geelong. They got overrun last week by the Suns. Eventually got beaten by 40 points. We know they got thrashed a month ago. All of a sudden, that self-belief that they'll fight till the very end and without conceding an inch is sort of on the line a bit.
And look at Heppel, Lee.
Outstanding. Zachariah Arks has been good. But Heppel, he has been, you know, there's a best player on every game, but he's going to be a really good best player on the ground. He doesn't have to touch the ball in the last quarter, I reckon. He's already it.
He's been an amazing player from virtually his first game. He just stepped in as though he'd played it all his life. He's getting better. That's the scary part. Zaharakis goes after the football. Simpson claims him. Simpson certainly not fully fit. A lot of attention during the break. The umpire will do it again. Essendon by 4 points after they trail by 29 at half-time. Simpson drops it down at his feet. Well done by Christensen. Comes to Bartell. Bartell kicks inside the forward 50. Off hands Hurley. Worked off the line of the footy. Kirsten went to ground. Hurley very careful not to get into his back. And that ball slow to release. The umpire lets them play. Hibbert, Murdoch battle after it. So a couple of couples having the ball at various times. Caddy back in the subs vest now. So Harry Taylor is on the bench, but intending to come back. Here's Guthrie, no way through there. Simpson, Hall and Smith, dangerous ball. It was touched by Kirsten across the line.
I was thinking in Caddy's case, if he'd gone out there and had 10 disposals, he would have been straight back on. But
he was found wanting, particularly against Heppel, those centre clearances with back-to-back goals to the Bombers.
Almost out the Bombers. Myers, Hocking, did well not to fall over. Kept his composure. Carlisle, Chapman. What price Chappie a goal in the last quarter, Tom, eh?
Pretty short, I reckon, Bruce.
Danaher. Well done, Lonigan. Whip to the front and takes the mark.
Good sign for Geelong early in this last quarter too. 2 clearances. They've won the first 2 clearances, so that's an area of their game that obviously they spoke about at length at quarter time.
Well, Guthrie gone. Wow.
Well done, Dempsey.
Come through. Time back on.
And that just instills a huge amount of confidence in your team as well. That's effort, that's mindset, and that's what got Essendon back into the game right at the contest when the ball is on the line. This is a huge kick and goal for...
The opposite for Geelong, and really demoralising when you're conceding a shot at goal and maybe a 6-pointer when there was just no option for Essendon to do that.
Well, he doesn't have a lot of shots at goal, but massive here. They had 10 scoring shots in the third quarter to 2. Good kick. Great kick. Well, that is big.
Sweetly timed. Margin 9 points. What a comeback. They've done some remarkable things after stressful weeks on Friday Night Football. Out of the middle this time, Selwood. One of their rare victories inside the centre square. Murdoch tried to trap it. Hibbert missed the target. Now Duncan in the pocket, trying to work it back. It's coming back. Oh, what a goal!
quick entry. I mean, this is a fantastic finish. It was a great clearance from Geelong's captain, Joel Seld. Come to expect that. Back-to-back goals required for the Cats here.
First goal time for 36 minutes for Geelong.
Yeah, telling statistic, that one.
So their first goal after half-time. Remember last week that Gold Coast dominated them in the second half. Guthrie, you'll be pleased they got that quick goal after that turnover, that big tackle on him a moment earlier. So Geelong just can breathe slightly easier, but still trail. In a remarkable turnaround here. Johnson, that was clever, getting the ball very far forward, but Hurley read it best. Went to play on and then had that option taken, but it's a good kick. Lovely kick out wide to Melsham.
Back to it. Come back on. Stay there.
Zaharaka short, Melsham. Nice kick. All right, a big bounce off the chest. Hibbert there. Merritt in right. Well done by young Merritt. Chapman, that was clever. Poking the ball forward. It's the other Merritt. Back to Zach, to Chapman. Volleyball style. Howlett, Chapman. So Chappie's had a couple of good minutes here. Kicks the ball to centre half forward. Ball bounces off Myers. Selwood was fantastic. Gave Motlop a chance.
Run down, ball spills. Did the tackle go low? Now it's a throw against Motlop. He's slow to get up. Incorrect disposal. Wants it again. Now the tackle was good. Stayed up. I think Chris Scott thought it got low below the knees. It didn't. Hawking, long kick at goal.
Motlop's in a bit of trouble here. He had the tendon issue with his knee.
Danaher has marked it outside the goal square, so he cops an angle here, but he'll be able to go around and open up the angle, or just hook it around. He doesn't trust his right foot, hits the post. The natural left footer, not prepared to go with the right. There's a sore man as Motlop hobbles up the ground. Here's Duncan. Mackie pushing up.
Bartel and a big opening term with those 10 disposals. Well, big kick. Mark taken by the captain. He's imposing himself, Selwood. Back to Bartel. To full forward. Fletcher pushed underneath. No free kick. He does get the free.
That's team awareness really required here from Essendon. You just see the Stevie Motlop injury. It's a fantastic tackle here from Courtney Dempsey. Just came down hard on his knee. We know that Stevie Motlop spent time overseas getting expert treatment on his patella tendon, which was surgically operated on. So looks a bit proppy. But the Bombers need to understand, not just to win the contest and the clearances, but it was their courageous ball use and speed on the game that really got them on top in that third quarter. They need to back themselves in.
And two of their main players just got the ball. Though Stanton coughed it up. It was Heppel and Stanton. There's a massive story here with Motlop. I mean, he's so important. He had 44 goals last year. Mackie getting it from in right. Hibbert going back. Waiting Taylor. Drifting forward. Not a great handball. Murdoch, well, he's lucky, I reckon. He got down very low, ducked his head.
Yeah, he's ducking his head, picking the ball up. I reckon that's the one where the tackler has to be the buyer beware.
Okay.
I mean, he's down over the ball. Yeah, well, I think so. He didn't barge forward. He had his head down, picking up the ball. And on those circumstances, the tackler just has to be careful not to come too hard and make the high contact. I don't think it was one of those duck forward into the contact situations we talk about.
Murdoch to put the Cats in front. He's done well here, Geelong. Has he held the line? I don't think he has. So they've missed a couple of shots in this quarter. That's a let off.
Fletcher very short. Hibbert comes away with dash, though, something the Cats have been unable to do, certainly in the second half. Chapman just flicks it over the top. Jackson Merritt. Chapman runs on. He's enjoying this final term so far. He's got the appetite. Looks long. Intended for Carlisle. Varka, no match. Poor effort. Carlisle's got the ball 50 metres out. Did he go? Apparently not. Still can go short though, and does. And Zaharakis, a prolific goal kicker, with a chance here. Played his 100th game last week against Adelaide. His season's high is 4 goals, and this one just misses out to the right.
And a huge third quarter. Zaharakis, didn't he? Really jumped in to the game with Dyson Heppel leading the way.
And right, oh, gee, dangerous kick. Goddard, oh, free kick. Oh, gee, Guthrie brought him down, but Murdoch, clever, well done. Gets it down the line. Haaland, Smith, and a boundary throw in.
Rightly so, that was a free kick there. He's had a rough night from the umpires tonight, Brendan Goddard. He's played his absolute heart out, and that's just over the shoulder every day of the week.
Would have been within range just about, wouldn't he?
Oh, yeah. He would have made the distance easily.
Ryder getting over the top. Selwood. Stanton in the back. Ball not out. Blitzarves and Haaland Smith ball up. Really interesting to see how these two teams play it out now. I mean, the stakes...
That's modern footy, Mac. Sorry to interrupt you. 4 players just lying on the footy. Not just 2, 3, then the 4th plate piles on.
It almost gets down to which team is the most courageous in terms of the way they go about it from this point on. Who's daring enough to break the line and do a Goddard kick or a Christensen kick that we saw earlier tonight?
And that thinking clearly under pressure when you're fatigued as well. That whole cycle of being able to make the right decision, execute under pressure.
Blitzarves, third man up, knocks it down. Bartel, who started so well, grabs it close to the boundary, kicks towards half forward. Goddard committed. Offhand Selwood. Well done, good tackle. Now Johnson weighs the kick, and the mark is taken by Duncan. Gee, that was a saving tackle by Hocking back across the 50. Selwood had almost slipped through, but now Duncan's got the footy.
Over here. Everyone coming round.
It's dropping the ball right on the spot, isn't it? And yet he knew that that was the direction that he was going to be able to move into to take the uncontested mark. It was a beautiful kick.
He's the right man for this situation. He's kicked their only goal since half-time. And this one is through the middle, and the Cats, against the odds, regain the lead.
Just watch the eyes on Steve Johnson when he gets here. Looks up straight away as he's got ball in hand and puts it on a dime.
Remarkable vision, hasn't he? So Geelong back in front. Ryder gets it out of the centre. Touch, so Danaher and Lonigan. Mackie out wide. Gee, Duncan's had a big term, hasn't he? 20-second disposal coming up, but those 2 goals are priceless. Lovely mark, Bartel.
Jake, that's it.
He's had a good season, Bartel.
Gee, the old firm, they're not letting Geelong down in this last quarter, are they?
No, they've been great, Tim. So Bartel off half-back. Careful kick down the line. Hawkins worked to the front. Hooker did well. Christensen ran into a dead end or 2. Heppel got it from Dempsey. Good kick. Carlisle's been good tonight. He has been the one big player forward. Dangerous kick. And unable to take it, mirror it. Lonigan. Selwood running hard. Myers needs to hold up. Danaher, does he break it? No, he doesn't. Ball still in dispute. Myers on the up. Murdoch. Johnson still with Stevie J. Interesting kick. Hooker. Varco brings him down. Fletcher mops up. And Merritt's got it. The old to the young. I mean, the old to the young, but not a good kick.
So Enright looks inboard. Comes all the way back towards the centre circles, and Mackie. Cats by 2 points. Bartel getting busy now, 75 metres out from goal. Sends it long down towards full forward. Hawkins with brute strength almost. Offhands lurking behind his Hibbert. Goes along the boundary line. Wide of Heppel. It'll be thrown in.
After the start of the game when Tom Hawkins was quite dominant, Cale Hooker's had another fantastic game. Just judgment in the air is outstanding for a key defender.
Boundary throw in just outside the 50 then. Danaher, 2 to beat. No one touched the footy. Now Goddard streams away. Kicks beyond the wing. Melksham almost rolls away from him. He drags it back in. Bombers need to be careful here. Umpire lets them play. Whistle. And a quick one, and we'll have a ball up. So Kirsten, who started so promisingly, has really drifted out of the game. Interesting stat from Josh. Get to it in a moment. Simpson knocks it down. Heppel dragged down. The hand pass missed the target, but there's plenty of Bombers around the footy. Zaharakis got boot the ball, and Merritt comes up. Zach Merritt takes the mark. Running back is Collier. He found him, and Collier goes in and kicks the goal. What a beautiful pass. Didn't have to break stride.
Just good vision by the youngster, wasn't it?
Great poise just to turn and go and kick it into space. And he's run all day and getting results on the board, Travis Collier. That's his second goal.
One in the opening term, so Essendon back in front. Johnson with that big, strong body. Having a pretty big last turn. Big fly came from Guthrie. This is the other mirror. Jackson back to Melsham. To Hurley. That was good by Hurley on the back foot. To Merritt, well played. To Myers. Myers with that lovely long leg of his. And Mackie takes it. Well, beautiful mark, I thought, but was it touched on the way through? So ball in dispute. Back to Zach Merritt again. Running bounce. Still with Zach Merritt. Well, not sure about the kick. And Kelly takes the mark. Probably didn't have much to go to. Carlisle was a bit one out. Kelly back to Varco, and Varco in the back pocket to Bartel.
Bartel, short of right half back then. Inside trailing by 4 points. Seesaw affair now. Back to round 12. They snatched a victory. And all seem lost, the Cats. They're regrouping, but under pressure. Merritt sends another ball deep. Coming up is Carlisle, tackled. Ball fell at his feet. He collapses on the pack. Chapman tries to steal it. Enright in there as well.
Just watch the mark with Mackie here.
Thanks, guys.
I'm not sure why that's not played at all. He's controlled it all the way.
Or something.
Umpire Scott thought it was a mark. Tossed up. Blixarves. Well, he didn't leave the ground. Found the footy, though. Ryder tapped it straight down to him. Nobody behind this pair. Hawkins battles after it. Socked away by Hurley. He's been very good, Dempsey. Got it to Myers. Heppel, superb. Hall Smith's got him, though. Takes him down. Front on. Ball up.
Yeah, Dennis Heppel, 37 disposals, so he equals his career high. That's what he's sitting on right now.
And Bomber Thompson doesn't want Joel Selwood to beat him tonight either. He's sent Hocking to him since Motlop went off the ground.
Hall Smith broke the tackle. Gets it inside the forward 50. Difficult ball, this one. Motlop up and running again. Still Motlop. Beautifully done. Wonderfully done. Oh! Remarkable goal.
Cyril.
Just the sidestep. Yeah. Good core strength as well, and he's one of those players who will always use the check side ball as opposed to going on his non-preferred.
Guthrie helped him initially. The body in there, Goddard tried his heart out, took a swing at it, missed it. Ryder comes away. Motlop, good last week. He's just getting better and better. So much self-confidence now. Seemed a shy young man when he came to the AFL. Mackie takes a good running mark. He's at left half back. Game in the balance. Cats lead by 2 points. Kicks right to the wing. Some holding on. Hawkins gets a free. Rarely sighted since an early burst. Well held. Only one pair inside the forward 50. This kick goes very wide. Essendon guilty of that early tonight. Now the Cats not so sure when they go forward.
So 43,700. A bit below the average for these two teams at this ground, but it's a good turnout. Zaharakis toe poking for Chikotti was brilliant there. Oh. Wonderful. One bounce, two. This will be a match for Motlop. Three. Yes, kick it. You've got to. Oh, wow. That would have been big.
I reckon he could have got even further because he'd run a long way. He'd had it 3 bounces. You haven't got eyes in the back of your head. You're not sure who's chasing, but not too many are going to pick him up from behind. He probably could have run to 20 metres almost.
Tim loved the early stuff, but then wished he'd changed his number.
They're right there, that's it.
There's Blixarves.
Right.
He's been okay too. Looking like he's been in a battle. In the back pocket. Very agile, plays on, but he's kicking to a contest. Ambrose and Taylor. Ambrose got a hand to it. Murdoch upended by Chapman. Fell at his feet. Ambrose tries to come away. Tackled by Taylor. Spills across to Howlett. Knew where the help was. Zaharakis lays it off. Hurley spots a man in short. Needs to be precise. They go back. Christensen out-manoeuvres Stanton. Stayed on his feet brilliantly too. Short passes. Hurley moments ago had the kick. This time just gathers the ball and crosses the boundary line. So a throw in.
Cats have dominated against Essendon in recent years, won 11 of the last 13. Bombers have had very few wins against them. We've had very few close games as well. I think only one match inside 2 goals this century between these two teams. And that ball looked out.
Ran out of bounds before he kicked it.
And a boundary throw in. By the way, in that win at Essendon, Hack Collier came on as a sub and kicked a couple of goals, and he almost got a match-winning goal there. So I'm not sure if there's too many more goals in this match. It might be next goal wins almost. It's been a tough last quarter in terms of scoring. Ryder, Johnson's been very good in the last term. Did it well, had it a long time. Heppel and Johnson and Heppel. Fletcher tried to toe poke it, ball out of play. That's an interesting one with the holding the ball, isn't it?
That was definitely holding the ball. He took on all the tacklers, and then eventually the ball.
He's free there.
The ball fell out of his hands. Ball fell out of. Maybe he wasn't being held when the ball fell out of his hands. That's the only thing you might say.
Chapman taken out off the play slightly. Ball squeezes out to Christensen. Run down. Couple of good tackles. Kelly getting through. Dempsey's been good in the last term. Hibbard has to take 3 on. Ball squeezes out. Murdoch, Selwood, and also Merritt. Oh, well done, Selwood. In good hands. Oh, well. Misses Motlop.
Too much time to think. It was instinctive before, wasn't it?
Yep. Now, this is a great test for Essendon. We saw the game early in the season, as you said, Bruce, round 2 against Hawthorn. Just didn't know how to close off the game. They got themselves in front, but structurally let themselves down. Now, there's a live ladder there, just out of the 8 at the moment, the Bombers. But
Gold Coast probably won't win this weekend, so if they did win tonight, they'd be in the 8 at the end of the weekend.
Poor percentage, the Cats, as you saw, amongst that top echelon. There's Goddard, finds a way through and stayed in bounds, kicks it up towards the wing, charging at it. She's been good, Collier, apart from that costly miss. Giving them legs, kicks towards half forward. They meet at the footy. Heppel lurking behind, slips a hand pass away. Short one comes in from Carlisle onto the chest of Danaher, who is searching for 50.
You ran into him as much as he ran into you.
Well, more so, I'd suggest. Christensen, it was a drive-by, wasn't it?
Okay, there's the line he's running in there. Oh.
You almost could have got the free kick against him if the umpire wanted to be really technical.
Again, it was Collier. I mean, he just bursts onto the screen, provides so much energy. He's the best game I've seen him play.
So Danaher on the clock. He's kicked 1. His enthusiasm after a goal is infectious. Is so important in all regards. Kick is on the way, and he puts it through. A real lifter for the Bombers.
Yeah, no, I think he's terribly exciting, Bruce. I love the way he goes. I love his attack on the footy. We know that he can lead up like that and take lead-up marks, but his attack on the footy, I think, is as encouraging as any big forward in the game right now.
Well, Bombers back in front. Back in the 8 for the moment. Geelong, that top 4 position. Selwood trying to get it out. Caddy just can't get a hold of it. Taylor squeezing forward. Motlop kicks forward. Has Christensen got the legs? Hawkins, cleverly done. Hawkins got to get it out. Got to get it out. Ball's not out. Almost out now. Big call for the umpire. Now it squeezes out. Motlop involved again. And it'll be a ball up.
I reckon that was a good call by the umpire. The initial dive was on, but he was blindsided here, so he's on the opposite side of the pack. There's the pull in, but the ball spills out just moments after that.
Simpson follows up his own tap, which fell at his feet. Won't be a mark. They come from all directions. Wide of the pack. It's picked up there by Merritt. Throws it on the boot. That's Zach, who started as a sub, and it bounces out of bounds. Fresh legs. Fresh-faced. Throw in outer side then. Bombers lead it by 4. They trailed by 29 at half-time. Another big finish on Friday Night Football. Well done by Ryder, but only as far as Varco looks to the middle, encouraging Taylor to run to space. I said earlier, hasn't kicked a goal this season. Well, he's a long way out, but he is a long kick. Can he step up right here? Or will he go short? Christensen offers, that's ignored. Taylor off earlier, came back. After the concussion rule was put into place and Caddy had a run. This kick is out to the right. In front, Ryder thumps it back defiantly across the line, and the margin is 3 points.
In the last half dozen years, you just back Geelong from these areas. They just always win the close games. Not as positive as the same Geelong team, clearly. So I would have thought at the moment Essendon have got the lead. And I don't know whether Geelong are going to run them down.
Only once have come from behind at three-quarter time. Geelong, we did that game, Lee. It was against Carlton 3 weeks ago. So Heppel, career high, gets the ball out of the danger zone for the moment. Christensen to put it back in the danger zone. Measures the kick to half forward. A clash. Motlop again. Yes! Check sides of home. 2 big last quarter goals.
How good's he been the last bit? Since he hurt his knee, he went off. Hocking dropped off the matchup. That's a bit of a wicked dig. He's come back on and a bit of a rope-a-dope or something. He's come back on and he's just been outstanding.
And he's one player who just genuinely masters that cross the body kick, doesn't he? He'll never go on his left foot if he knows he's got an opportunity to check side on his right like that. He's been enormous.
I remember a snotty-nosed little kid that used to came up and sort of rubbed my legs when I was on the rub-down table at North Melbourne when I played. Yeah, played with his brothers.
Brother Shannon.
Yeah, and boy, oh boy, didn't know he was going to turn out like this. He's a remarkable player.
You'll be giving his leg a rub tonight.
An emerging star, no question about that. In fact, fully fledged tonight. Free kick is going Zaharakis' way.
That's it.
Just over 2.5 minutes remaining. Zaharakis goes long then. Inside the forward 50. Coming out at Carlisle. Fisted away. Taken by Blixarves. Dragged down. Ryder hit the pack hard. Well done by Chapman. Got a hand pass to Myers. Myers across to Stanton. He immediately attracts a crowd just outside the 50 and will have a ball up. Geelong by 3 points.
It's funny. I have more confidence in Essendon coming from behind winning this game than actually defending a lead like they were a couple of moments ago.
Falls to Selwood. It was Heppel who knocked it to him. Nobody behind this pair. And here's trouble. Motlop, the star of the final term, with finesse. Hocking works his way in front. Well done. Hocking stood up in a tackle. Gave it to Hibbert. Gives it to Stanton. The Bombers are out.
Gee, that was well done by Hocking, wasn't it? Not a great kick coming out. Mackie. Pressure though. Mackie back to Enright. In good hands. Now again in good hands. Those triple premiership players. There's only 7 left in the competition after Brownie retired, and all 7 are out there tonight. 6 for Geelong and 1 in an Essendon jumper.
Essendon have got Heath Hocking. They're pushing back onto Motlop, but Motlop's hobbling off. So whatever he hurt himself before is still troubling him.
Another triple premiership player kicks it down the line, and Bartel over the back. Caddy. A moment for him running.
Duncan.
One bounce. Yeah, Duncan might be onto it. It's a great kick. Waits for it. Waits for it too much. Oh, boy. Well, Chris Scott says it all, eh?
The Dan Oval ball.
So still a chance.
Dempsey drives it to midfield. Remarkable, that oval ball. Ryder's got it. Comes short. Myers. Oh, I thought for a moment he didn't know someone was coming up behind. Inside the last minute. Kick goes inside the forward 50. Danaher taken under the ball by Lonergan. Back goes Johnson. Concedes. That's not dangerous in terms of the concession. They've got a buffer. 3 points.
See where they go short here. They've done it all night. I reckon the long bailout option's the way to go.
I think when they know there's only 40 seconds to go, it'll be if they can maintain possession, that's what they'll do, although he's gone outside 50.
Gee, dangerous here, Bartel. Goddard's got a good long leg, we know that. Can he find the target? Collier underneath it. Back to Jimmy. Gets a lot on that one. He might get enough on it. clock ticking. Chappie, Varco, Chappie brings him down. Selwood in the thick of it. Varco breaks the tackle. Hawkins building it forward. The clock's just as important. Icing on the cake. They've done it again, the Cats. In the top 4 tonight. Coast to coast, eh? Bartel to Hawkins. And Chris Scott, for the first time tonight, knows he's got 4 points in the bank.
You shouldn't doubt them. They've done it again. Every time you think they're just about gone, they find a way. Geelong, they've still got that fight about them. They've proved it again tonight.
I reckon Mitch Duncan is breathing a really big sigh of relief, don't you? And he's had a good last quarter, by the way.
But Vargo was good too.
Oh, terrific.
Stood up in a tackle and laid it out for this man. So 4 seconds remain. The margin is 9 points. The Cats are home. Ryder taps it down. Wait for the siren. Epic game of football on Friday night. Geelong by 9 points.
We are Geelong, the greatest team of all. We are Geelong, we're always on the ball. We play the game as it should be played, and all war far away. Our banners fly high from dawn to dawn.
Tim, down to you. To a bloke who kicked 2 remarkable goals in the last quarter.
I'm here with Stephen Motlop, and Stephen, that was an exciting last quarter of football, but nobody out in the field was more exciting than you.
Oh, look, it's just great to win those close ones, and that's what we play footy for, I suppose.
But talk us through those goals. I mean, they were just exhilarating goals.
I just wanted to work to the contest and supposed to get around the ball, and hopefully something ends up happening, and happily it did.
Well, we saw you go off in the last quarter as well with an injury. We didn't think we were going to see you again tonight.
Yeah, I just ran it out, and it ended up all right. It was my knee I hurt during the year, but it's all good. So.
And you had Heath Hocking before that, but you came back on the ground, you found a little bit more space.
Yeah, a little bit. He's a good player. He runs hard, and he's a good stop player. So I tried to use my speed in the contest and spread away, and luckily we won.
Well, you did that well. Were there moments in this game that you thought you weren't going to win?
Oh, definitely. You got to keep battling until the siren goes, I suppose.
And what was it like playing against Chappie in a different uniform tonight?
Yeah, he's a fierce competitor and a guy that's really respected at our footy club, and it's good to see him doing good at their club.
Well done to you. It was a brilliant last quarter from you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Hey, Tim, some great scenes, and actually with Chappie, with Jono a moment ago, but all the players that he's played with, it's good stuff, Tom. I mean, you've been part of all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he'd be having really mixed emotions at the moment, and a tough moment for him. They were certainly in the game, obviously Essendon, but Geelong running over. And huge respect even to Geelong home game on the big screens beforehand. It was 251 games, 3 premierships, gone but not forgotten. He's a huge part of the football club.
12 Geelong premiership players out there tonight, and he's one of them. 11 for the Cats, and this fella here, eh? The captain did it again, Tim. Big last quarter for Joel Selwood.
No, he did. He was great again in the last quarter. Joel, what were you thinking at three-quarter time, though?
Oh, we played extremely poorly during that third quarter. But we knew if we got back to what we were doing in that first half, we would eventually break them.
I guess being coached by Bomber Thompson, you would have known at half-time he wouldn't have been happy with what Essendon had done in that first half either.
No, I think we were a lot better probably around the ball, and then in that third quarter they showed us how to play the footy, and as I said, we were really poor during that third quarter, but happy to get back to what we were doing earlier on in the game.
A bit of magic from Steve Motlop in the last quarter?
Yeah, it was nice. I mean, it's nice to have those players that are able to do that sort of stuff, and he is, and he's getting back to some of his best footy, and we love playing with him.
And your performance tonight, a lot down forward and then in the midfield as well. I mean, we're seeing you more up forward than what we have in the past.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to get these younger guys through the midfield, and that means me going forward, and I was able to get on the end of a couple, but we'll keep trying to change things up throughout the year.
Talk us through that big mark of yours in the second quarter. You don't take that many of them.
No, I don't, and I don't know, is it up there for a mark of the year or what? I think got probably a little bit off the ground. So.
And the top 4 is really important to the team too, obviously. This puts you back into the contention there.
Yeah, ideally top 4 is, but I mean the top 8 sides they're going to be really tough to beat, so we're just got to put ourselves in a position and just worry about next week and do the right things.
And great scenes out here in the middle of the ground too with Chappie and the Geelong players.
Yeah, I mean, we love the guy, and he's done so much for this footy club, and we just want to pay respects to him. I mean, we wish him best for this year and next year if he goes on again, but he was really important to us.
Joel, well done again tonight.
Thanks, mate.
Good stuff, Tim. Yeah, Selwood. When those numbers went up, guys, I mean, he's had a big night, hasn't he, Selwood? How did you see his game, Lee? Were you impressed with Selwood?
Well, as the game went on, I mean, the Bartel, Selwood, Mackie, Johnson, they just had terrific last quarters.
Well, you mentioned Bartel, Lee. He's with Jimmy's with Tim now.
Well, Jimmy, what did that last quarter, what did that win mean to Geelong, more importantly?
A fair bit. You know, we come under a bit of fire during the week for how we played, and probably deservedly so, and we've been pretty patchy, but you know, a win's a win, and now we've got to back it up so we can take a bit of consistent form going into the later part of the year.
Why do you think you've had that patchy form in recent times?
Yeah, not sure. I think we've been fluctuating in quarters, but side's been getting on top of us, and we probably haven't been adapting quick enough. We've got a lot of players coming in and out of the side, so hopefully we're a bit more settled now.
The back half of your games haven't been that great since round 6 either. Were you thinking to yourself at any stage during the game, here we go again? No,
not at all. We're a pretty positive group. We knew everyone would try and stand up. We've been poor in the second half, but not for one of blokes trying. You know, they've been busting their gut, but we've probably been shoddy with our ball use, and that's what's cost us in the second half of games.
You've been a great team. Well done again tonight.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, 10 kicks in the last quarter, Bartel. 10 kicks and 4 marks. Geez, they're hard to read Geelong, guys, aren't they? I mean, they've won tonight. What are they? 10 and 4, aren't they?
10 and 4,
yeah,
yes.
Well, now, you take 10 and 4, but,
absolutely.
Are they a convincing 10 and 4?
Well, it's only we're used to them being very good at standing, almost invincible. They're not at that level now, but they're still a very good team, capable of beating anyone on their day. But they depend on that core. The Bartel, Selwood, Mackie Johnson, that core. When Harry Taylor was off the field, they all of a sudden fell apart a little bit in the third quarter. When he came back on, they just were a little bit more together, but they do depend on a smaller core, I think, Tom.
A huge number of players with 50 games or less, so very much in that transition period without obviously bottoming out, and Chris Scott's been really strong on that since he took over the reins. But it was when the game was there to be won. Bartel's last quarter was outstanding. Steve Johnson also, and as you said, Bruce, when Joel Selwood's numbers were popped up on the screen, he's had 26, a large number of those contested. Mackie got plenty of the ball and 2 goals importantly. So, you know, the same names pop up and they get the win, but plenty of improvement still to come from this Geelong side.
And there's Kirsten, their first game in Victoria. Looked good early, so the Cats sing this song yet again. So an absolute thriller here on a Friday night. The Cats by 9 points. And plenty more still to come, including the press conferences from Etihad Stadium on a really big Friday night.